Welcome back to James C. Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg as we get set for Game 2 in a series between the Lynchburg Hornets and the York College Spartans. Hello again, baseball lovers. I'm Kyle Haney hanging out with you on this final day of February, and we have one home game under our belts here at Fox Field. That was a walk-off win for the Lynchburg Hornets yesterday, a buzzer beater, as York scored one in the top of the ninth to take the lead. That was a solo home run by Alex Neal, and Lynchburg gets 3 base hits in the bottom of the ninth. There was a York error in there as well. Sean Pokerock, the hero, driving in the game-winning RBI. It was Kyle Flora and Connor Moore that also had big knocks in that inning. A nice sacrifice bunt by Jake Wright, who got called in as a pinch hitter and did get the job done. And it ends up being Lynchburg's 5th win of the season. Hornets are 5-1. It's a 4-game winning streak for Lynchburg. York still 0-2. They lost to Catholic on Wednesday. It's a scrappy Spartan ball club, which we expected, coached by Mike Scappa. He'll send C.J. Schism to the mound today. This will be his first career collegiate experience. He'll be facing a proven campaigner for the Lynchburg Hornets, Mr. Logan Tapman. Can't wait to tell you more about Tapman. Also got to tell you he's a birthday boy, but there's an asterisk by that as well. So that'll be fun to talk about here in the top of the first inning, which is going to be coming your way next. We've got the national anthem on the way here in just a second, so we'll step aside during that. But we are very, very excited to have you, baseball fans. We've got a big crowd here at the stadium today as we honored our 2025 seniors. A little ring ceremony for those seniors that have graduated and gone on to do other things. And the guys that are still on the ball club this year will get their rings after the game today. So it's a fun first weekend here on Fox in late February. That's a whole lot of alliteration with the F's in there, but that's going to be a really, really fun time for the guys after the game, and they hope to keep this current win streak going and then also keep the good vibes against York going on. So we got a lot to do, a lot to talk about. We'll bring it back after the anthem with the starting lineups, and the first pitch is coming your way next on Flow College. All right, national anthem is done. A wonderful version of our Star-Spangled Banner. It was a recorded version, but still nice nonetheless. Here we go. York College 0-2 this year, 25-19 last season. They have a series win back in 2024 against Lynchburg, but now they've lost 5 in a row against the Hornets. 4 in a row, correction on that one, fans. Here comes your starting lineup for York. Some similarities from yesterday. Top two hitters are the same. Lucas Prendergast was 2 for 2. He reached base 4 times yesterday. He'll lead off and play second. Jason Cassidy back at first base and batting second, 0 for 4 yesterday. The catcher is Richard Klein, a sophomore. He'll hit third. In the cleanup spot, Matthew Wade, 2 for 4 with a home run yesterday. That was the solo shot off Tyler Kaltreiter. Alex Neild is next in the 5 spot. He hit the 9th inning home run off Colin McGuire that put York ahead temporarily. Then it was Jacob Daimling who will bat 6th today. Daimling has a career homer here down at Fox Field. Joe Urban, the third baseman, will bat 7th. Luke Mosier, 8th. And then the new man in the lineup is Brett Michael playing center field. It was Jackson Ford yesterday. Brett Michael's first game this season. He played in 9 last year. CJ Schism, again, is the first-year pitcher from Fallston, Maryland. We've got Logan Tapman on the mound for Lynchburg. 5.09 is the earned run average right now. 16 strikeouts to just 2 free passes. He's given up 12 base hits in the first 11 innings of work. Tapman officially is 2-0. Lynchburg 5-1, winners of 4 straight. 41-9 was the record last year for the Hornets. We have got sunny skies now. It was overcast through all of batting practice, but the sun has fought its way out here at James C. Fox Field. We're expected to get into the mid-60s later on today. It's in the upper 50s right now with a little bit of a light breeze. Lynchburg is in the home black on black, the black top, black pants, black hat with the red brim. York is in the green top with the white pants. And around the diamond defensively, Sean Pokerock doing the catching again as the battery mate. It'll be his brother, Jack Pokerock, at first. You've got the Cape Crusaders up the middle. Ben Jones at second, Brandon Garcia at short. Third base, Kyle Moshier. The first pitch from Logan Tapman is low, and we are underway on Lakeside Drive here in the Hill City. In the outfield, you've got Joe Munitz in left, Quinn Madden in center. Right field, Kyle Flora. It is the exact same defense, barring the pitcher for Lynchburg. Everybody the same other than the man on the mound as yesterday. And the DH is the same, Connor Moore. The junior will hit 7th. Kyle Haney with an incredible LHSN team on Flo College. We've got the director of baseball analytics and also the director of Brady Moore, Mr. Brady Moore, in the box with us today. And he helped out with our ring ceremony. And we've got a good crowd. The bringing those seniors back from last year has obviously added to some of the population outside. But I think a nice day to play, opening weekend at home for Lynchburg. Crowd was good yesterday, but we knew it would build a little bit here for this Saturday session. Ground ball, right side. Ben Jones going to have to work. Down on the ground, he'll scramble to his feet and throw out Lucas Prendergast. Nice play there by Ben Jones to get the party started. First time the Hornets have retired Prendergast in the series. He was on 4 times yesterday. Ben Jones really an outstanding glove man in addition to doing it with the metal at the plate. He can field his position too. It'll be number 12, Jason Cassidy. Cassidy officially took the loss yesterday. He came in relief and gave up those 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tapman working from the windup. This pitch comes in just above the belt for called strike 1. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Looking at the official box from yesterday, York 3 runs on 8 hits. They only drew 1 walk. There was 1 hit batter. That speaks to how well Lynchburg pitched it yesterday. York left 6 runners on. I believe 3 of those were in scoring position. Officially no errors for York, but there were some costly moves at the mound on 2 botched pickoff attempts at second base that really allowed Lynchburg some traction in their run-scoring innings. Hornets played a 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 9th, nothing anywhere else. The box score for Lynchburg looks like 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and the Hornets also left 6 on base. Sean Pokerock was the only Hornet with multiple hits yesterday. Prendergast and Matthew Wade, the catcher, had multiple hits for York yesterday in a lineup that we were pretty impressed with. Lynchburg pitching, though, was just so sound. Tyler Kaltreiter started, went 5, gave up 6 hits, more than he wanted there, but he struck out 8, only walked 1. Trent Judd was dominant on the hill. 3 innings in relief, 4 punch-outs, no free passes. Breaking ball from Logan Tapman will be his first KO of the afternoon. And there's 2 outs now in the top of the first inning. For Lynchburg, it was Colin McGuire that pitched the ninth. Gave up the solo home run to Alex Neild that put York ahead. But in the end, when you look at the numbers for Lynchburg's bullpen combined, that was Judd and Colin, it's 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts and no walks. So that's a number that's going to look pretty good. If you said your bullpen was going to give you 4 innings and give up 1 hit, or 2 hits rather, 1 earned run, Judd gave up 1 hit. Colin McGuire gave up 1 hit. So I think you combine those guys, you'd say we'd take 4 strong innings from our bullpen. Right side off the end of the bat, Jack Pokerock will absorb that and flip to the birthday boy, Logan Tapman. His hat came off in the coverage, but he does step on the bag for the final out of the first half. Quiet frame, side retired in order as York goes down 1-2-3. We'll stay here and re-meet this Lynchburg starting lineup and set the York defense for you. For the Hornets, it will be the senior shortstop, number 7, Brandon Garcia. 5 for 21 in the early going this season for Lynchburg. Right behind him is the high school teammate Ben Jones, who's already made a fine defensive play. He will bat second. Jack Pokerock, the first baseman, senior, hitting third. Quinn Madden, grad student, 67 RBI back in the 2024 season for Quinn Madden. He's got 6 hits this year to begin 2026. Playing center field and cleaning up, it's Joe Munitz in the 5th spot. Joe Munitz had an RBI single yesterday, always steady. Joe Munitz in left field. Kyle Flora, the Frosh, is in right. He kind of kick-started that comeback there with a leadoff single in the bottom of the 9th inning. Just a sharp ball that he pounded by the diving shortstop. Connor Moore bats 7th and DHs. Kyle Moshier playing the hot corner and batting 8th, and rounding out that lineup, Sean Pokerock. This tells you how potent Lynchburg is offensively. Pokey's batting .474 this year, and he is batting 9th for a team that has a ball club now is actually hitting under 300 with yesterday's number. Officially, it's .296 right now as a unit for Lynchburg. The slugging percentage is .452. No extra base hits yesterday for Lynchburg. Team ERA at the moment is, I've got to find it now. Team ERA right now through the first 6 games is 2.70 for Lynchburg. Team ERA for York, they're only through 2 contests, is 6.16. York is hitting .293 in a obviously very limited sample size, 18 innings. Defensively for York, Jason Cassidy is at first base again. Lucas Prendergrast at second. Shortstop, Luke Mosier. Third baseman, Joe Urban. Infield construction, all the same, including the battery mate for the pitcher, C.J. Schism. That is Richard Klein doing the catching today. In the outfield, left to right, Alex Neild. It'll be Brett Michael in center today, the only change, and Jacob Daimling in right. Batting order switched a little bit. Daimling was hitting third yesterday. He's down in the 6th hole today, with Klein, Wade, and Neild just kind of bumping up. Here's Hollywood. Brandon Garcia was on board a couple times yesterday. 2 walks, scored 1 of the 4 runs. Popped up to the first baseman and also flew out to right in his initial at bat. First offering from Schism is wide left from our perspective. And we've got more camera options. So from that center field cam, it was wide right for you fans watching there. This one's in for a called strike 1. But yesterday we were getting our sea legs back and getting all the technical what have yous squared away. So we had just a little 1-camera broadcast yesterday. Still fun, but now we're enhanced a bit. We think everything is looking and sounding good. Sunshine now at Fox Field. That looks good. And tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day in Central Virginia before the winter returns on Monday, it looks like, here in the Hill City. But you came for baseball. You didn't come for meteorology and weather forecasts and those things. As Brandon Garcia will watch this one miss the zone. One of those patient players. Brandon Garcia is going to end up probably being second or third all-time in Lynchburg history in walks. Ben Jones is already first. He's on deck. But Avery Neves will be in there with his 149 career walks. Brandon Garcia's total is going up because he draws a free pass to open up this game. It's game 7 of 49 on the schedule for Lynchburg. For York, it is just their third contest this year. Here is Ben Jones, the all-time Lynchburg walks leader, and he is the active leader in all levels of college baseball in drawing walks. Ben Jones is 6 for 9 this year. 6 for 19, rather. 6 for 19 through the first 6 games. This one nearly hit him, and it's a 1-0 start for Schism, who is, I think, just in her early indications, obviously talented. He wouldn't get the ball in this game as a freshman if the coaches did not believe he could get the job done. Jones is under this one in the infield. Third baseman will take over. That's Joe Urban. Long run for him. He actually drifted over to the right half of the grass. But will haul it in for out number 1. And it will bring up JP, Jack Pokerock, senior. 4th college he has spent time at in his career. He fits in with the modern game. You always hear transfer portal now at all levels in all different college sports. Everybody wants to talk about the transfer portal. So Jack Pokerock, maybe he's just a product of the modern game, right? His brother Sean has been a member of the University of Lynchburg for 4 years. And I think all of us realize that that connection is part of the reason why Jack is here as well. Brandon Garcia leads off at first. He will be a threat to run. A little twitch there as Schism showed a pretty good move to toss over and keep Brandon Garcia fairly close. Hollywood, 1 steal yesterday for Brandon Garcia. Actually, I think he officially had 2. He was listed with 2 steals. That should give him 69 in his career. Not running here. Jack Pokerock will take a called strike. Quinn Madden is on deck for Lynchburg. Exact same starting 9. Have seen some shuffling in the lineup. I was talking yesterday. I thought we would see a little bit of movement today, but that's why you got to watch a lot of baseball. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes the lineup stays exactly the same. Still remains to be seen if Sean Pokerock catches all 3 games, maybe all 27 innings in this series. Lynchburg does have some talented options. They did go to the bench and get Jake Wright in there, who put down a successful sacrifice bunt. Parker Cato did some pinch running. Speaking of running, here's Brandon Garcia. Head first slide. They got him. Brandon Garcia cannot believe it. Actually going to be the first time Lynchburg has been thrown out stealing this year. They were 10 for 10 before that. Make it 10 for 11 now. Good quick transfer there by Richard Klein. A throw that was slightly to the right field side of the bag. But Garcia is out. 2 retired now in the top of the first inning. Back to the windup here for C.J. Schism. JP, Jack Pokerock, fouls this one back in our direction. It's one that if you got a coach's challenge or the use of replay, seemed like Brandon Garcia would have encouraged the coach to use it right there. He was in disbelief. Ooh, hammer breaking ball from Schism will strike out Jack Pokerock. And Lynchburg not exactly down in order. They got a base runner on, but Schism faces the minimum, and we're through 1 complete here at James C. Fox Field in Lynchburg. College baseball in full flight here in late February as Logan Tapman walks back to the mound for his second inning of work. He'll face Wade, Neild, and Daimling for York College. Okay, I teased it a little bit. It's a birthday celebration today for Logan Tapman, but he's a leap year baby. Actually not born on February 28th. So the guys were giving him the old funny joke that he's only turning 5 years old today or something like that. But it is a celebration today for Logan Tapman. I think he was going to get the ball anyway, but this will be fun. And I guess he could celebrate on March 1st. I guess you can celebrate your birthday whenever you want, right, fans? Whether you're a leap year baby or not, just have fun celebrating life and birthdays and all the other things as we celebrate the game of baseball every broadcast. Try to anyway. Matthew Wade was 2 for 4 yesterday with a home run. He hit the home run off Tyler Kaltrider. This guy's got some pop in that bat. Check swing, pokey, blocks, and tags just in case they get the call, and Lynchburg does. Strikeout number 2 for Logan Tapman. And it will bring up Alex Neild. Neild's got 3 home runs already through 2 games this season, 9 last year. So we've been calling it 12 in the last 365 or so for this guy, Alex Neild. He's a senior. Just 1 hit, but it was obviously a big one. Check swing, Tapman off the mound. This should be fairly routine. Underhand to Pokerock for out number 2. First pitch check swing there from Alex Neild will make Logan Tapman's pitch count not go up too much. And Jacob Daimling 0 for 4 yesterday. Don't want to say it every time Daimling comes up, but always like to point out the first time we ever saw him 4 years ago in this series. He left the ballpark here at Fox Field, a home run down the right field line in his first collegiate at bat. Had 2 doubles the next day. So he really got the career off to a bang here on Fox. Would have to imagine that those will be good memories, and every time he's come back, you would think good memories there. 6 hits total against Lynchburg in his career, but none yesterday and none so far to start the season. Daimling was a .277 hitter last year for the Spartans. 2 balls, no strikes for Logan Tapman, who is 2-0 on the season. Keep that theme going. He's only walked 2 so far this year. Obviously, he's taken the ball in some tough assignments to start, Piedmont and Salisbury. And you know what you're going to get from Logan Tapman. Hard fastball. He can pitch in the upper 80s, low 90s. Really one of the more effective changeups on the team to go along with a good breaking ball. There was a 2-seamer that really wasn't close, and will give us a 3-1 count. Joe Urban, the third baseman, is on deck. Urban and Daimling hitless. Mosier had 1 hit yesterday. He bats 8th today. And Brett Michael, the center fielder, did not participate in the game. Ground ball, Pokerock, no problem. Going to take it himself. And it's 1-2-3 again for Logan Tapman. 1.5, still no damage for the Spartans or the Hornets. Lynchburg's got Madden, Munitz, and Flora on the way. And we'll stay here in between this inning and run down that Lynchburg schedule again. Hornets back at home tomorrow for Game 3 of this series. That's another noon first pitch tomorrow. Hope you can join us at the ballpark or on Flo College. Lynchburg on the road to take on the Greensboro Pride Tuesday. The road trip will continue. They'll head down to Maryville, Tennessee to battle the Scots. Receiving votes this year, so file that under the tough competition category. Not that Greensboro shouldn't be in that category, because I think the Pride are going to be dangerous and have another good season. Maryville will be a little bit of a homecoming for assistant coach Drew Henry. That'll be exciting for him to see the old mates in a different uniform down in Maryville, Tennessee. Not a super long trip down there, kind of outside that Knoxville area. And Lynchburg back at home with this, continuing with our schedule. Back at home Saturday, March the 7th, 1 week from today. The Washington and Lee Generals come to town for our first ODAC meeting of the season. Hornets are the 3-time defending champs, or maybe they've defended it twice. They've won 3 in a row. Maybe they're the reigning and defending ODAC champions. So that'll be our next home game after tomorrow. Excited about that. ODAC busy this weekend. W&L was actually playing Randolph-Macon. They're already going to open up play. That's something Washington and Lee does because they've got a weekend later on in the season that they can't play because of some things happening on campus. So they always, or not always, but in recent years anyway, they have played Randolph-Macon a little bit earlier than everybody else has opened up ODAC play. So it is Macon and Washington and Lee today. Bridgewater's out in California playing some games. Shenandoah played Piedmont yesterday, won that game. Immaculata today. Hampton-Sydney's playing Marymount this weekend. Roanoke's playing William Peace this weekend. Looked like Guilford was off this weekend, interestingly enough. Virginia Wesleyan taking on Alfred State. Alfred State played some games against Roanoke earlier this year. EMU playing Penn State Altoona. Avert was at Pfeiffer. Everybody's busy here. This crossover weekend from February to March. CJ Schism was busy in the first inning. A strikeout, a walk, but Brandon Garcia was erased on the caught stealing. Here's one that will land just over the netting of the backstop for a foul ball. Quentin Madden is the batter. 6 hits so far in the early going for Quinn Madden. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. Strikeout, flew out to right, popped up to the second baseman, grounded out to second. 1-2 with nobody gone in the bottom of the second inning. 12-6 breaker is wide. And that will even our count at 2-2 with Joe Munitz on deck. Those 12-6 breaking balls, remember you're talking about a clock face as you would view it from that center field cam. Speaking of center field cam, Quinn Madden's going to hit one near our camera out there and gone. Quinn Madden has left Fox Field on a 2-strike homer to just left of dead central. Quinn Madden will get Lynchburg on the board early in this one. They played from behind. Lynchburg only led at the very end yesterday. They were either tied or playing from behind the entire ball game until Parker Cato stepped on the plate to end it for Lynchburg yesterday. Today, Quinn Madden will step on it for the first run of the ball game. For Quinn Madden, that is home run number 3 already this season. A hitless day yesterday. Well, that will ease the pain for Dr. Quinn. What a good swing. I think the pitch from Schism was not bad at all. Quinn Madden was just one step ahead of it there. That's the kind of power he has. He can hit home runs with 2 strikes. He can hit home runs in advantage counts. He can really be destructive. For Quinn Madden total now, it's extra base hit number 4. He had a triple in there as well. Joe Munitz, 8 hits on the season so far. Bats after the leadoff home run. Leadoff home runs came up a little bit yesterday, just talking about how they can just be major boost when you consider you get a run on the board and you get another leadoff guy up there like Joe Munitz, who does have some outstanding attributes as a leadoff man. Munitz will foul another one away, and the at-bat continues. Career now for Quinn Madden. That'll be number 14 in his Hornet career. 11 long balls in 2024. Remember, he did play in 6 games last year, but did not have any home runs last season. So 3 this year, 11 a couple years ago, 14 total for Quinn Madden. RBI number 75 in the career for cue ball, and hit number 81. We'll say hello to his dad, Jim, who is tuned in and giving us some technical advice here. We'll figure things out on the fly as Joe Munitz is trying to figure out CJ Schism. There's one down and away. 2 balls, 2 strike count after a couple foul balls in there from Joe Munitz. York defense straight up, normal depth in the infield. Outfield's slightly in shallow on Joe Munitz, who does have some power. Joe Munitz notably a home run at City Stadium, or Bank of the James Stadium, pardon me, against Rowan last year in the Super Regional. For old school Lynchburg baseball people, it was always known as City Stadium for many, many years, but now Bank of the James Stadium. Tough walk there from Joe Munitz. He fouled off a couple 2-strike pitches, stayed alive, forced Schism to work more, and then earned himself a full count free pass. That's walk number 2 of the ball game for CJ Schism. It's from Falston, Maryland. It's a York squad that does have quite a bit of Maryland and Virginia on their roster. Obviously, a lot of Pennsylvania. Again, obviously is a bad word because it might not be obvious to you fans that York College is in Pennsylvania. The official name is York College of Pennsylvania. But some folks may not know that, so need to drop that word obviously. The hitter is Kyle Flora. Kick-started the 9th inning rally with the single, later scored the tying run. It was the only hit yesterday. Saw a little bit of what makes him so good, just a fast twitch, good bat speed. He can wait, see that ball just a little bit longer. And he does really use his frame well. Not a big guy, but again, fast twitch. He's got a lot of muscle in there. Good strong legs, uses those to hit. That provides some extra power. He does have power numbers this season. For Flo, it's already 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Just a single yesterday. Well, there's some real juice in that body. It's interesting when you talk about power and how different guys can generate it in different ways depending on the physical attributes. Joe Munitz running. Tried to get around another throw that went to the first base side. They'll actually say Joe Munitz was out of the baseline. It's another caught stealing for Lynchburg. Brandon Garcia walked and was thrown out at second. And this time it's Joe Munitz. There's now 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Lynchburg hadn't been thrown out all season. 10 for 10 coming into the game. 10 for 12 now. Flora, a little bit jammed on a pitch that was inside, but he'll just dump it into left field. That's hit number 2 of the inning and 2 of the ball game for Lynchburg. Flora's aboard with 1 gone. Connor Moore, 459 average last year. Connor Moore is 2 for 10 to begin the season. Did have 1 hit yesterday. He's battled some injuries. That's limited his ability to catch and also pitch for Lynchburg. Travis Beasley has said, hey, if you get healthy enough and you can hit and run around on the bases, that's a big win for us, and we can build to those other things as you keep getting stronger and stronger and healthier and healthier. Connor Moore, another Vienna, Virginia guy, like the first baseman Jason Cassidy. They had to face each other in that bottom of the 9th inning. Cassidy officially got the loss there. 0 for 1 this year as a pitcher. And a true 2-way star for the York College Spartans. Connor Moore started 14 as a hitter last year. This one's in the right center gap. Long run there in right field. Ooh, it hit the glove and then popped out. Flora was headed back to first, but he'll have time to recover and scamper into second. It's probably a base hit. I don't know, though. It was not a dive from Jacob Daimling, so our official scorer might have to think about it a little bit. It was a very long run for Jacob Daimling, and he did get the leather on it. I'm sure if you ask Jacob Daimling, he would tell you he should have caught it. But it has been scored, a base hit for Connor Moore. 3rd in the inning, 3rd in the ball game for Lynchburg. Kyle Moshier is up now, 93 hits in his Roanoke career, 3 hits in a Hornets jersey so far. He'll face CJ Schism, who got the game off to a good start, but things are a little bit tougher now. Got to think, Joe Munitz walked and got thrown out. It's actually 4 consecutive that have reached for Lynchburg. There is one gone in the bottom of the second inning. We're at James C. Fox Field in Hill City. The 4-3-4. This one's upstairs. And Moshear's worked himself into a good count. 1 double so far for Moshe. He's certainly got some pop in his bat. I believe it was 9 home runs in his career for the Maroons, the 2 seasons he spent at Roanoke College. There's the breaking ball. Back to that 12-6 downward action. Top of the clock face 12, bottom 6. And that's often a phrase that you hear in baseball. You hear it so much now that people don't even describe what they're talking about anymore. You're just expected to know. And then sometimes you'll hear a little bit about a 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. to 7 action occasionally. This one just missed. Schism seemed to think he should have earned a call there. 2-2 count. Third baseman Joe Urban is a step behind the bag. Now he'll creep even with it. First baseman back for York. Foul tip into the glove. Wade held on. Richard Klein held on. And that is out number 2. So I might have misspoke because Matthew Wade's the DH today. Richard Klein catching. Those two were flipped yesterday. Wade caught and Klein the designated hitter. At least I think that's what we have. We'll double check it all. Here's Sean Pokerock with 2 outs and 2 on. Just off the plate from Schism. 1-0 start to Pokey. 9 for 19 so far this season. Only Hornet yesterday to collect multiple base hits. He's an RBI machine in his career, 84 of them. That does factor in yesterday's game winner. And we're talking about Pokey's game-ending abilities. Brady Moore and I were speaking on that because Sean Pokerock has actually ended 3 games this season with his at-bats. Ground ball up the middle. Oh, what a stab right there and play by Lucas Prendergast. He played a really good second base yesterday, and that was a run-saving diving flip to the second baseman. Fielder's choice completed, inning over. Lynchburg does strike. Solo home run from Quinn Madden gets the Hornets on the board first. 1-0 Lynchburg through 2 complete at Fox. Lynchburg on top 1-0. Quinn Madden's 3rd home run of the season. 3 jacks in the first 7. Not a bad start there for Q. And he will look to continue that as this game goes on. It'll be 7-8-9 for York. Due up in their half of the 3rd inning. Joe Urban leads it off. Lynchburg did get 3 hits in that inning, and it ends up being 4 consecutive that reached for the Hornets. Joe Munitz caught stealing. Kyle Moshear struck out, and then it was Sean Pokerock with a ball that was really hit well, but a diving stab by Lucas Prendergast allowed York to get back in the dugout just in a 1-0 hole. Joe Urban, Islip, New York. That is the south shore of Long Island. I almost said Strong Island, which is a fun nickname for Long Island, but probably should have given the right name first there. Long Island, New York guy Joe Urban. Luke Mosier on deck. 3 seniors coming up, and for York, it's senior heavy today with the addition of Brett Michael, who is also a senior. 6 total in the lineup to go with 2 juniors. That's Wade and Cassidy that are juniors. Richard Klein, the catcher, is the sophomore in the lineup. Here's a ball that's hit well in the left center gap. Long run for Joe Munitz. He'll gobble it up. Quinn Madden on the backup, flings it into Ben Jones, and it is a stand-up double for the man from Strong Island, Joe Urban, with the first base hit of the ball game for York. They've got a man in scoring position. Spartans left 6 on total yesterday, 3 in scoring position. And we talked yesterday a bit about how when you hit 2 solo home runs, the left on base numbers usually aren't as high as you might think. Scoring with those solo home runs, and maybe that is the case for any home run because obviously you're going to clear the bases. Corners are in for Lynchburg. Luke Mosier will take this one. He was 1 for 4 yesterday, struck out twice, hitting .333 through the first 2 games in 2026 for the Spartans. Brett Michael on deck. The umpire has asked Logan Tapman to get rid of that baseball. And they'll toss a new sphere out there. Maybe that one goes into the practice bucket, or maybe it comes back into rotation for the game. We'll see. Logan checks the runner. Now Ben Jones will break in. A little timing play there from Lynchburg. See a little shoulder fake and a movement to the bag from Jones, then he steps away. Tapman looks back at the home plate target, and then on probably a 1001 or 1002 kind of count, he then spins to throw back to second with Ben Jones covering. Tapman comes set looking at the runner, 1 peek at home. Now he'll go back to the target and pitch. Oh, good spot right there. Nice location. Just catching the edge of the outer black. Tapman, the career numbers as a Lynchburg Hornet are outstanding. This one is off the plate. For Tapman in the career, 11-3, 2 saves. Career earned run averages .316. He has now pitched 153 innings and change in his Lynchburg career. 1 on with nobody out to begin the top of the 3rd inning here against York. Last season, Tapman was 5-1 with a 2.61 earned run average. That was in 69 innings pitched. Doesn't really allow a lot of extra base hits, which maybe speaks to how good of a swing Joe Urban had there. Tapman's so good about pitching down in the zone, downward action on the off-speed pitches, both the breaking ball and the changeup. And he's got a good sinking fastball as well. Oh, great location there. He caught Luke Mosier looking. Strikeout number 3 for Tap. And it's the first out of the inning. Bringing up Brett Michael, the center fielder, did not play yesterday. Hit under 100 in 9 games last year. Not a big sample size for number 9. Brett Michael is a senior, another Maryland guy. Tapman will throw again as Ben Jones makes sure that one doesn't go into center field. Continuing some thoughts about Logan Tapman here. Go back to 2023. Tapman was 3-0 in 13 appearances. Only 1 start his first year. Mainly a bullpen guy there, and I think sometimes in that incredible national championship run, as so many heroes present themselves, you can forget a guy like Logan Tapman. But he did pitch in Game 3. The clincher there for Lynchburg against Johns Hopkins. Pitched a scoreless 6th inning in that ball game for Lynchburg. That was the game that Big Jack Batchmore started on the mound. Wesley Arrington comes in, turning into the hero at the very end. But Logan Tapman with a very, very important scoreless 6th inning there in the national championship game against those Blue Jays. Ooh, Tapman lost it on the dismount there. Pokey catching the ball and taking a few steps out to ask Logan Tapman if he's okay. I wonder if we'll see Sean Pokerock go all the way to the mound, or perhaps maybe pitching coach Mike Solbach. I'm sure Tapman said he was fine, but a little bit awkward there, and then you could see him kind of extend the right arm to shake that out because he had to use that to brace himself on the dismount. Better landing that time for Logan Tapman. Did miss the location on the pitch. Keep an eye on that. Now Sean Pokerock is going to take a stroll. So it can give us more time to talk about things Logan Tapman has done, can give us a chance to talk about the mound and just how important that landing is. I mean, you got to think you're putting such force into that front leg as a pitcher. And you do have to be stable there. And, of course, pitchers now do so many drills and so many things in the weight room and with medicine balls and bands and all that stuff to make sure that landing side is firm front side. And that's important. You know, if you look at the biomechanics and the physiology and all that, you got to be able to take that impact that you generate with the arm and with the rest of your body. It's got to go somewhere, and it usually does go into that front leg. So if you don't get the foot land that you need to, all of a sudden you can run into some problems. Traction with the right foot is obviously important in pitching, and sometimes you have to pitch out of a hole up there at the rubber, but landing in a hole is usually even more difficult for a pitcher. Now, we're only in the 3rd inning, so usually the mound's in really good shape. We'll just chalk that up to a random event there for Logan Tapman. It's a full count for Tapman working against Brett Michael. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball, and he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts. So a very interesting at-bat that featured a mound visit, probably because of that awkward landing from Logan Tapman. But in the end, he gets his man. 4 punch-outs now for Logan Tapman. Back to the top of the order. Lucas Prendergast grounded out to Ben Jones. Ben Jones made a little sliding, diving play to retire Prendergast to begin the ball game. Joe Urban still the runner at second after the leadoff double. Hasn't gotten any further after back-to-back Ks from Logan Tapman. Tapman fires and hits the outer third with a hard fastball. Berlin, Maryland, the hometown for Logan Tapman. Over there on the eastern shore of Maryland. A lot of good baseball players from that direction. Ground ball, right side. Jack Pokerock, backhand. He'll feed it to Logan Tapman, covering and fielding his position exactly as prescribed. And Lynchburg will get out of the inning unscathed. Leadoff double from Joe Urban, but stranded at second after a couple punch-outs and a ground out. Through 2.5, it's Lynchburg 1, York 0. Here's the leadoff man for Lynchburg, Brandon Garcia, starting the bottom of the third inning. For the Hornets, he's 0 for 0 with a walk, caught stealing, one of 2 throwouts for the catcher, Richard Klein. And it is Richard Klein doing the catching. Matthew Wade, the DH. They'll both be up in the top of the fourth for York, who did get their first base hit to open up this frame, but Joe Urban could not advance any further. Called strike one for Brandon Garcia. Garcia now on the year, 8 walks, 5 Ks, 310 career hitter, as we knock things over in the press box. The Daniel E. Wooldridge press box. And we check out our LHSN Flow College broadcast for the Old Dominion Athletic Conference Indoor Track and Field Championship, which is also going on right now. Softball in action today. Beach volleyball in action today for Lynchburg. Such a crazy time of the year with sports. Great time to be a sports fan. We're glad you're a fan with us here today on this broadcast. Pitcher still C.J. Schism for York. A good start. Faced the minimum in the first inning, which included that walk to this man, Brandon Garcia. They got thrown out, so Ben Jones popped out in the infield. Jack Pokerock struck out. Problems in the bottom of the second, but it's just a 1-run Lynchburg lead. So you look at what Schism did in the second inning. Madden homers. He walks Joe Munitz. Munitz got thrown out. Back-to-back singles from Flora and Moore, but then striking out Kyle Moshier and getting Sean Pokerock to ground out. All in all, not bad. Here's a 2-2. Couldn't land that 12-6 breaker, and now our count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Jones on deck. So far, this Lynchburg team in 2026, batting .296, on base percentage at .419, slugging .452. 2 hopper to the shortstop Mosier. He'll unload and get Brandon Garcia in time, and there's 1 out. In the bottom of the third. Ben Jones popped up in the infield, a ball that was basically in between the pitcher's mound and home plate, but the third baseman, Joe Urban, running in to make the grab. Benny Bases yesterday was hit by a pitch and walked, so on board twice, 0 for 2 officially. 151 walks in the career now for Benjamin Bases. It's actually Benton. Ben Jones, much like the shortstop, Brandon Garcia. Durham, North Carolina, Jordan High School. 1-0, now 2-0 as Schism has missed the zone a couple times. Jack Pokerock on deck. JP, a little bit of a cold stretch here. Jack will be looking to change that really, really quickly. And certainly with the ability to do so. In addition to the walks, Ben Jones also elite power numbers, 70 extra base hits in his career. 70 of them. Here comes a 2-1. Now it's 3-1. 42 doubles for Ben Jones. He can get those hustle doubles as well. He's got that combo of speed and power. But 42 doubles, 23 triples, 15 homers for Ben Jones. He led all of Division III baseball in walks last year. With 60, he's going to pick up career free pass number 152. Third walk Lynchburg has drawn today. Hornets took 8 walks yesterday. That's a number I want to double check for you fans. The stats are online, of course. And it's a great way to stay plugged into all the action. Visit lynchburgsports.com. Live stats are there. Career, season, everything you could want. And then you can dip into the history as well, which is always fun. Jack Pokerock last hit was over the weekend, February 21st against Salisbury. Combining this game, and yesterday, JP is 1 for his last 9. 1 for his last 9 right now. Poker Rock did drive in a run yesterday with an RBI ground out. He's actually got an RBI in 5 of the 6 games so far this year. Obviously, the kind of production you're looking for from your 3-hole hitter, he wants just a little bit more. 7 hits so far in the season for Jack. 1-1's the count with Ben Jones at first. Ben Jones definitely a threat to run, but Lynchburg's 0 for 2 stealing bases today. You kind of wonder if maybe it's a red light now for Lynchburg in the running game. I think Schism deserves some credit. He's got a fairly quick delivery to the plate, especially for a first-year guy. That's usually something that the younger pitchers can struggle with, holding runners, but done enough, obviously, and given Richard Klein a chance to throw some guys out, which he has done. This one's downstairs. Jack Pokerock lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Quinn Madden, 1 for 1 with a homer, waits on deck. Ben Jones has 46 stolen bases in his career. Could be another opportunity here. 2-2. Yeah, nice move. Good throw. Ben Jones really might have been in trouble. Yeah, he slapped the ground in frustration. He was not happy with himself and the traction over there. A good little jump spin from C.J. Schism. We'll see if he tries that again, but that's a good move. Had Ben Jones leaning just a bit. Throw was high. Jason Cassidy caught it but never even bothered to apply a tag. There's the roundhouse breaking ball that is too high, and now our count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if Schism can pitch around this. I think he's got good stuff, not obviously as sharp as he would want to be. But the stuff is there. This ball is yanked. A good dance move from Drew Henry down there at the third base coach's box. Coach Henry was a good player in his time for the Maryville Scots, and he coached there for a while. This is he said, interesting, because he's only college baseball he's been around was at Maryville. He's had to learn new things and see and do different things. There's that jump spin again from C.J. Schism that'll keep Ben Jones close. But Drew Henry down there, third base coach, hitting coach for Lynchburg. Fast twitch reactions on that ball that was pulled by Jack Pokerock. Pokey will pull another one. This one is in play, though, and down the line for a home run. JP, Jurassic Park, Jack Pokerock ripping it out of town for a 2-run home run. He yanked the ball before that down the line. Better timing on this one, and the location from C.J. Schism not good enough as Jack Pokerock got the barrel to it. Home run for Lynchburg. 2nd of the ball game now as the Hornets start to take command. Jack number 6 on the season for Lynchburg as a team. And for Jack Pokerock, that is his first in a Hornet uniform. Congratulations to JP. Hit number 4 for Lynchburg. And Brady Moore in the press box gave me a look because I said that ball was in play. It's actually not in play. It was out of play. But it was between the foul poles. It was a fair ball, Brady. Jack's going to be feeling good about that, and watch out now because Quinn Madden's the kind of guy who could go back-to-back both for himself personally and follow up Jack Pokerock's home run with another of his own. Ben Jones scores again. That'll bring his astronomical run total even higher. Ben Jones looks like he's scored 161 times now in his career. Quinn Madden looking for career homer number 15. Schism has lost the zone. Kind of a danger spot here for York. Just trying to see if there's any activity in the Spartan bullpen. It looks like you've got some guys stirring, but maybe not quite getting hot just yet for York. 3-game series. Obviously, you're hoping your starter can give you some length if you're head coach Mike Scappa, but you can't be too careful. You don't want to be too far behind the 8 ball and not have a chance to fight your way back into a ball game like this. York was obviously in the game the entire time yesterday and led most of it, eventually falling 4-3 on the walk-off single from Lynchburg. Quinn Madden wanted that one, fouls it straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning, I beg your pardon. Bottom of the 3rd, Brandon Garcia grounded out to begin the frame. Madden taking his time to get settled in the batter's box. And now we're ready to go. Schism going from the stretch here with nobody on. He has pitched out of the windup. Madden's on this one, busting it to left field. Catch. That is a catch. Good grab there by Alex Neild in left. Kind of went down. He was in that in-between diving and running through it mode. But he ends up holding on for a nice grab and the 2nd out of the inning. Madden hit that ball well, but right now the line looks like 1 for 2 with the home run for Quinn Madden. Here's Joe Muniz. 0 for 0, walked, got caught stealing. Kyle Flora is on deck for Lynchburg. Muniz yesterday 1 for 4 with the RBI single. 2 ground outs and a fly out. Lynchburg yesterday went through the first 6 innings with just 1 base hit. It was Joe Muniz's single in the 4th inning. Offense came alive a bit, but the Spartans pitchers were solid. Here's a ground ball to the left side. Luke Mosier, backhand throw, and the inning is over. Lynchburg strikes again through 3 complete. The Hornets have 3 runs on 4 hits. They've left 2 runners on. York, nothing in the score category. 1 base hit, 1 left on for the Spartans. We're back with the top of the 4th in just a moment. You're watching Lynchburg baseball on Flo College. Top of the 4th at James C. Fox Field, just off Lakeside Drive in the Hill City of Lynchburg. Kyle Haney spending a Saturday with you. Final one of February, the birthday man, Logan Tapman, still at work for Lynchburg. I think the Hornets will feel good about anything in the sort of 80 to 100 pitch range for Logan Tapman. Not that he couldn't go more, but still February after all. First games against Piedmont, it was 6 innings for Logan Tapman. Looks like 89 pitches officially. And against Salisbury, 5 innings in the win there with 81 pitches. So I think probably our expectations would be somewhere along those lines. Again, you never know. Everything's subject to change with Jason Cassidy leading off for York. Struck out in his first appearance against Tapman. Ground ball this time. Brandon Garcia on the run. Sidearm fling. No problem for Hollywood. And there's 1 gone in the top of the 4th inning. Take a look at some of the great starts for Tapman last year. One bullpen appearance last season. That actually came in the loss to Rowan, game 2 of that super regional game. Lynchburg brought Tapman in out of the bullpen for that one. But everything else was a start last year for Tap. How about go back to the week before that in regional play against Emory. Swing and a miss from Richard Klein. Tapman went 7 strong innings there. That was his longest outing of this season. Gave up 1 earned run in those 7 innings. 5 strikeouts, no walks. Really, really impressive against an Emory team that we obviously thought was great. They were playing in a regional just like Lynchburg. Quality competition there. And it was 97 pitches in that game. Tapman actually never went over the century mark. Never threw more than 97 pitches last season. So that could be something that we look forward to potentially seeing this year. Maybe a complete game situation for Logan Tapman. Maybe pitching into the 8th and 9th inning some. I know it's a goal he has and would like to accomplish. I think any starting pitcher in their mind would like to finish the game, even though it's quite rare, especially in the modern ages. But every starting pitcher is thinking, yeah, I want that game or I want that performance where I can just be the only pitcher we have to use. And I think that's in the cards for Tapman this year. Obviously, there's a lot of factors at play, but he is the kind of guy and the kind of talent that could get it done. Some other impressive performances. Really, really good showing on the road for Logan Tapman against Randolph-Macon in a key win there that helped Lynchburg clinch the regular season ODAC title, clinch the #1 seed in the tournament. Kind of a breaking ball. It looked like it backed up a little bit on Tapman, and it will be called a ball. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. But on the road at Randolph-Macon, that was a really good game where he went 5 1/3. 2 earned runs in that one against a talented Yellow Jacket squad. Swing and a miss from Richard Klein. That's strikeout number 5 for Logan Tapman in this game as we talk about previous results. Tapman in the home game against Randolph-Macon, 6 1/3. Gave up 2 earned runs there. In fact, the most earned runs Tapman gave up in a game last year was 4. That came against Ferrum in the ODAC tournament opening round. Panthers had a good offense last year. Gave up 4 earned runs against Ferrum on May the 2nd. It's the only time he gave up 4 earned runs. Gave up 3 earned runs once. And then if you keep scanning the box scores, there's a lot of 2 earned runs and 1 earned run giving up. Tapman had, it looks like, 3 starts where he gave up no earned runs. He's got shutdown stuff, obviously. He can keep the pitch count down by pitching to contact and staying in the zone with the fastball that moves, the changeup, and the breaking ball. And he's also, obviously, we're seeing right now, big-time strikeout stuff as well. 5 punch-outs already. We're in the top of the 4th inning. York has yet to score. 1 base hit so far for the Spartans. Matthew Wade, a strikeout victim, his first time up. He'll be a hit-by-pitch victim this time as Tapman let a fastball get away from him. And that will be base runner number 2 for the Spartans. Lynchburg hit 1 Spartan batter yesterday. It was Lucas Prendergast that got hit. He also took the only Spartan walk. Alex Neal tapped one back to tap Logan Tapman in his first at-bat. Jacob Daimling is on deck. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 4th inning. Tapman fires from the top of the hill, and it's called strike 1 to Alex Neal. Homered yesterday, 2 on Wednesday, 9 last year, 12 in 365 for Alex Neal. Tapman's 0-1 is lifted, foul territory, and now out of play. And it's an 0-2 count. Hornets are going to have Flora, Moore, and Moshier coming up. 6, 7, 8 for the home team. Undefeated on Fox last year. Undefeated so far this season. 24 in a row on Foxy for Lynchburg right now. Travis Beasley in his career, third season for Bees, 83 and 27 total. The 0-2 from Tapman is sky high right side. Ben Jones and Jack Pokerock battling the sun. Ben Jones overplayed it slightly, but enough athleticism to lean back and pull it in. Good catch from Ben Jones. One on, but one stranded for York as they still have just the one hit through 4 times at bat. We move to the bottom of the 4th, and we'll just keep it right here as we, again, try to tighten up and figure out some of the technical aspects to our broadcast. Excited to be on FloSports, Flow College this year, and we're glad you're checking us out there. There's a lot of great content on Flow. We've got Kyle Flora leading off. The teammates call him Flo, F-L-O-R-A. So they just shorten it just to Flo, so we could have some fun little tie-ins with the nickname there in the streaming service. Flow on Flow. That's what we're going to have in just a moment. Kyle Flora is 1 for 1 in this ball game, batting .500 again this season. 12 for 24 exactly right now for Kyle Flora. Back to his talents. And I love these young guys because I think sometimes I am guilty of overstating and giving too many numbers. So with the young guys, you don't have the numbers to talk about. So you got to talk about things that you see and give them the eye test. And that's a lot of fun. We're doing that with CJ Schism as well. First year is still out there for York. I think that's a small win in itself for a young guy. The fact that you're pitching into the 4th inning against this Lynchburg Hornet team that is so well thought of in the national landscape. You know about the offense coming back, or maybe you don't if you're CJ Schism. Maybe that's one benefit to being a young pitcher. Maybe you don't know anything about Lynchburg and what they've done in the last decade or so. Maybe you don't know what they've done this season with 2 ranked wins already, 5-1 on the season. Maybe you just maintain you just stay oblivious there. There's something to be said for that. Schism too high on the first offering to Kyle Flora, and it's a 1-0 start. Third baseman is in for York. Rest of the defense straight up in the alignment. Lynchburg is 7th in one poll, 2nd in the other. The ABCA coaches poll preseason, still just one of those. Lynchburg started the year 7th. Ground ball left side. Mosier's going to have to hustle. Flora can run. Close at first, but they got him. Good play by Mosier. He had to get to it and crank, and he was on target there to Jason Cassidy, who made a good stretch at first. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Connor Moore, 1 for 1 himself. That all came in the 2nd inning. Flo and Moore with their singles. That was after Quinn Madden homered. That was after Joe Muniz walked, but then he got thrown out. Kyle Moshier on deck, struck out his first time up. One of 2 K victims from CJ Schism. Schism goes inside corner for strike 1. Schism going back to the stretch. We, again, have seen him use the windup with nobody on. But now he's back in the set position. The stretch, kicks and fires. This one is wide left from our perspective. Ball 1. Foul ball for Connor Moore as he will now hit with a 1-2 count. Simo's got an interesting 2-strike approach, kind of old school, in the fact that he likes to choke up. Get his hands closer to the top of that grip, closer to the metal on the bat, shorten the stride. Ooh, back inside there for Schism. The catcher, Klein, was getting ready to throw it around. Our umpire with just a little hand gesture there to the dugout. I think maybe somebody in the Spartan dugout was unhappy with the call. It was awfully close for Schism. You got to say that. Good hold from Connor Moore. 2-2. Breaking ball. Moore, soft, up the middle. It touched the glove, and a good play again by Lucas Prendergast. He's solid at second base. That might actually be one of those fun 1-4-3s right there. But if you're scoring at home, just write down whatever you want. Write down 4-3 or 1-4-3 or develop your own scoring system. That would be exciting if we could get some fans watching at home to develop their own system and tell us what it is. I mean, I think you could obviously go long division and write down, Connor Moore hit a ball that touched the pitcher's glove and then the second baseman grabbed it and threw him out. But that takes too much space. That's why the scoring system with the positions being numbered and all that was invented. So we could find a little shorthand way to say all that. It's an 0-1 count to Kyle Moshier, hometown Asheville, North Carolina. Out of the mountains into the hill city of Lynchburg, Virginia. 1-1 now against CJ Schism. Defense straight away for York. This one almost some chin music there for for Kyle Moshier, pardon me, but everything's okay. Sean Pokerock on deck as Schism gets back on the slab, looking in for the sign. One knee down stance for the catcher, Richard Klein. Good presentation on that low and away fastball for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom 4, Lynchburg leads 3-1. Schism set and fires. In the air from Moshier. York D battling the sun. Not much in the way of wind today, but a good catch from second baseman Lucas Prendergast. Through 4 complete. The home team leads 3-0. Lynchburg beating York at Fox Field in the Hill City. We're rocking and rolling through 4 here in a always fun press box. The Daniel E. Wooldridge Class of 56 press box here at James C. Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. It'll be Jacob Dimling to lead off for York in their half of the 5th. Spartans, 2 base runners, 1 hit. Matthew Wade was hit by a pitch last frame. Logan Tapman working out of the windup. Rocks and fires over the rubber for a called strike 1. Talked about Tapman working the middle. He can really pitch in the zone. One of those phrases. He can work those edges and those shadows as well. The shadow pitches is actually an official thing now. And you go to the MLB website. And they talk about the shadow zone is defined as basically a ball width inside or outside the edge of the strike zone. So if you pitch over the plate and some of that ball is on the edge, that falls into that shadow area. And then if you go with some of the ball in the zone and some out of the zone, even to the bad side, I guess, or the ball side of the strike zone, that's in there as well. So basically 2 ball widths almost is defined as the shadow zone. And there are pitchers that are obviously throwing more pitches there. And they're the best pitchers because anything over the middle of the plate typically gets hit. But Tapman can work all those areas. I mean, he can go middle with his stuff and pitch with that. He doesn't have to be too fine is a term that you hear. When you can work those edges with good stuff, all of a sudden, then that's when you can become unhittable. And that's when you can take the ball deep into games and really be a dominant force. 2-2 count here on Jacob Deimling. That one was not on the plate or in the shadow zone in any way. It's just a straight-up ball. It's a little bit of interesting banter going on down the first base line between the first base coach and the umpire. Sometimes there's a running conversation, but these two guys, the umpire and the York first base coach, they got a lot of body language going on there. Oh, that one was downstairs. It's just ball 4. Deimling will scamper down to first, but Sean Pokerock's going to get that in more than enough time to make sure Deimling can't go to second. First walk issued by Logan Tapman as we discuss first base coaches and umpires and shadow pitches, and we get a visit from our athletic director and fearless leader and a man with really no parallel in the athletic directing world, John Waters. We need an extra we got a crowd microphone. We don't have another regular headset, Mr. Waters. A technical we were we can get John Waters a handheld microphone for a special interview, a fireside chat with the fearless leader. This is back and forth. I don't know if this makes for good broadcasting, but it sure is fun for us. We'll have Mr. Waters on at some point. You know, we got those seniors here. We really could get one of those former Lynchburg players in for an interview as well. So we'll work on all of that, and we'll try to focus on the ball game here as Logan Tapman has got Joe Urban in an 0-2 hole. Urban hit the double for York, only hit so far of the ball game for the visitors. This is an off-speed pitch that Urban just gets a piece of to stay alive. Luke Mosier, the shortstop, is on deck. Defense has been good so far in this series. We've been impressed with both middle guys for York. That's Mosier, the shortstop, and Lucas Prendergast, the second baseman. Another 0-2 coming up from the senior right-hander, Logan Tapman. Not yet. Throw over to first to keep tabs on Jacob Deimling. York had 1 stolen base yesterday. In the win against, York lost to Catholic earlier this week. No stolen bases there. So just 1 of the season so far for the Spartans. This one pulled foul by Joe Urban. Last year in the running game, Jacob Deimling was 2 for 2. Small body of work there for Jacob Deimling, but could be a threat to run. It's a 3-0 Lynchburg lead. Quinn Madden solo homer, Jack Pokerock 2-run Jack. Joe Urban, the man with the only hit for York, in an 0-2 hole right now to Logan Tapman. This one sprayed foul as Joe Urban continues to fight. See if Tapman tries to expand the zone a little bit. Urban's shown that he can obviously put the ball on pitches in the zone. Maybe you can get him outside chasing or at least leaning out there to set up a possible 1-2 strikeout pitch. Lynchburg defense in what we would call their double play configuration. Ben Jones and Brandon Garcia always play a little bit deeper than the normal double play depth. Some coaches talk about for the double play alignment, 2 steps in and 2 steps towards the bag. Jones and Garcia are both cheated to the middle a bit right here. Ground ball left side. That's Kyle Moshier, the third baseman. 5-4-3, not in time at first. It'll be a fielder's choice for Joe Urban. He's aboard with 1 out in the top of the 5th. This will bring up the shortstop, Luke Mosier. Struck out looking. Tapman's K'd 5, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch right now. Lynchburg offensively has struck out twice. The Hornets, as a unit, have drawn 2 walks. There's 4 base hits right now for Lynchburg offensively. Remember, the Hornets yesterday only had 1 hit through 6. 2 hits through 8 full innings for Lynchburg yesterday. And then they racked up 3 base knocks in the game-winning 9th inning. Check swing strike, as Mosier did go around. 1 hit yesterday for the shortstop from York. (9-1-2) for Lynchburg in their half of the 5th. And there's 1 out in the top of the frame. Quinn Madden, the center fielder, slides the opposite way in the right center gap here for Mosier. No batting gloves for Mosier. Noted that yesterday. It's just so rare in the modern days to see guys without batting gloves. And with the amount of swings that you take as a college baseball player, there's a lot to be said for those batting gloves. To just give yourself something between your hands and that grip. Just taking so many cuts in the cage in practice, out on the field in practice in BP, and then in the games as well. I think obviously, you know, with that grip, you can get the feel with no batting gloves that you need. It's not quite like a wood bat where you might need batting gloves and pine tar and all that stuff. With the metal grips, the grip is not metal, but that grip on the metal bat, you don't need the batting gloves. It's just saves some wear and tear on the hands over the years. And it's cold out, college baseball too. It's another element to why batting gloves really are so prominent in the game now. 60 degrees outside right now in the Hill City. Sunshine, light breeze. Humidity is officially at 52%. Tapman's off the plate, well wide on a 1-2 delivery. 2-2 coming up now for the tall right-handed senior from Berlin, Maryland. Tapman's a big guy. We're talking about sizes and shapes yesterday. Tapman fills out that uniform. 6'4". He can be physically imposing on the mound. 2-2. Soft serve line drive into left field. There's your second base hit of the ball game for York. Mosier's aboard, 2 on, 1 out for the 9-hole man center fielder, Brett Michael. Brett Michael 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far in 2026. Game 3 for York. First one for Brett Michael. Tapman, first time he's pitched with multiple runners on base. There is some activity in the Lynchburg bullpen. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Leadoff man Lucas Prendergast is on deck. He'll be dangerous. This ball's hit well. Ooh, Ben Jones couldn't stab it out of the air. Quinn Madden got to it quickly. Jack Pokerock will relay. Brett Michael aboard with a line drive single. Everybody went 90 feet. Now the sacks are packed. Bases loaded of Spartans for the dangerous Lucas Prendergast. 2 for 2 yesterday. 1 for 3 in York's opening game. All told, he's 0 for 2 today, so the average has gone back under 500 this season for Lucas Prendergast, but he's a really complete player. You're going to get a mound visit from Michael Solbach, pitching coach for Lynchburg. He'll review the game plan against Lucas Prendergast. Let's give you some numbers from last year for Prendergast. .358 last season. He started all 44 ball games. Slugged it at .586. The math there looks like 17 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs for this lefty swinging second baseman from York College of Pennsylvania. And he's a guy that's got that stat that I love, more walks than strikeouts last year for Lucas Prendergast. 23 walks to only 21 punch-outs. Just everything you want from your prototypical leadoff man. Fun player to watch. Another guy we've really gotten to see over the years because he has been a fixture in this lineup. Lucas Prendergast is from Bridgeton, New Jersey. He is a senior. So as a Hornet fans, this will be the last time we see him. First team All-MAC Commonwealth player last year. Third team All-Region. First team All-Region. Sorry about that. First team All-Region for Lucas Prendergast. Tapman will work from the stretch. Bases loaded. Third baseman Kyle Moshier is way off the line. Swing and a miss from Prendergast. He's kind of moving out of the box. It wasn't a softball slap style attempt, but you could see how much he put into that swing there because on the follow-through, he was out of the batter's box. He's a career .355 hitter. His lowest season average was .346 his sophomore year. Ground ball, right side. Ben Jones on the move. Looked at second. Only one place to go, though. That's at first to get Prendergast. It's a RBI ground out, and the Spartans are on the board. 3-1 Lynchburg lead now. Daimling comes home to score. He was a leadoff walk. And there's famous phrases about leadoff walks can really come back to haunt a pitcher. 2-out walks as well. But those leadoff walks, they can really be tough on a defense. And in this case, they have resulted, along with some other things, in a York College run. This one lifted into center field by Jason Cassidy. Quentin Madden on the jog will catch it and haul it down for the third out of the inning. Shutout going. York is on the board. It's Lynchburg 3, York 1 after 4.5. New pitcher for York in the bottom of the fifth is Lane Berkey. He's a left-handed throwing senior from Danville, Pennsylvania. 2 appearances, 1 start last year. Appeared 8 times back in 2024, 11 2/3 innings of work there. And he's thrown a couple times way back in the freshman season of 2023. He will face 9-1-2 at minimum here in the Hornets order. Sean Pokerock, a fielder's choice his first time up. That was a ball he really blistered up the middle, but a diving stop from Lucas Prendergast saved further damage for the Spartans, who do lead 3-1. Or excuse me, Lynchburg leads 3-1. Beg your pardon. But York has scored 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left stranded for York in the top of the 5th. Pokey will stare at the first pitch and take it for ball 1. Sean Pokerock, let's talk some non-numbers things about Sean Pokerock. Just a great personality, too. He can be an intense guy, but he's certainly got one of the better senses or sense of humors. Is it senses of humor or is it sense of humors? Either way, he's got a great sense of humor. And you think back to 2024 season, he was the vibes guy. He was the vibes train conductor that year in the postseason run that featured 12 straight victories. Might have to wait and talk about vibes later on because it looks like Sean Pokerock has flown out. That one was in a little tricky triangle there for York. Eventually, the right fielder Jacob Daimling came sprinting in to make the grab. So more on Sean Pokerock's vibes. In a bit, we'll talk about the Hollywood vibes of Brandon Garcia. And another great personality. I mean, he plays the game with a passion and an intensity that is pretty uncommon. Maybe not unheard of, but very, very uncommon. I think so many of the greats play the game that way, right, with intensity and passion. But Brandon Garcia, he has that. That's part of what gives him an edge, part of what he needs to play at an elite level. And he has been elite. That one nearly hit him. Felt like it maybe got the jersey. Brandon Garcia is going to adjust the jersey a little bit and touch it. I think Travis Beasley's saying the same thing, wondering didn't that ball touch the jersey? Our home plate umpire is saying, no, I did not see that, so it will just be ball 2. 2-0 count. Could be a ball don't lie situation. Fans, do you know that phrase and that theory? It comes from the basketball world, but it is sort of transferred over to so many other sports. It was the legendary, incomparable Rasheed Wallace who uttered the phrase, ball don't lie, and it was a situation where he didn't think he fouled a player. The player then missed the 2 free throws, and Rasheed Wallace yelled out, ball don't lie. So that's the original application of the phrase, was in basketball when a player would miss the free throws on a situation where he actually didn't get fouled. And then it got used more in basketball for a situation where maybe a referee made a bad call anywhere, and you got a good play for your side to make up for it later on. So that's where the phrase "ball don't lie" comes from. Certainly applicable in other sports, though, and it's a fun one to use. Lucas Jones, our great friend Lucas Jones, used to talk about how the game knows. The game, some people would say the baseball gods or fate, luck. Karma is another one that people will talk about. That's sort of a misapplication of what karma actually is. Pop-up here that was missed, a reprieve coming for Brandon Garcia as Richard Klein overran the pop-up, the catcher. So more potential ball don't lie moments right here. Or fate, luck, karma. All those things are kind of wheeled into one umbrella. I think the ball don't lie and the game knows phrases, those imply that when you do things the right way, you will get rewarded, maybe not immediately, but later on down the road. I suppose that is kind of the definition of karma as well, isn't it? We're getting deep now. You didn't know you were going to get this kind of banter on your broadcast today, as Brandon Garcia will eventually reach on a walk. Maybe we do check the ball don't lie box there. I mean, because if the ball hit his jersey, he would have been on first. He is now on first. That's the thing, though, with those phrases and those things we talked about. They're all pretty abstract, and they're not exactly concrete. So we'll see what happens with this inning here for Lynchburg. This is the bottom of the 5th. There's already one down. Sean Pokerock flew out to shallow right center field to open up the frame for the home team. Lynchburg, again, is 5-1. They've won 4 straight. They've won 24 in a row on Fox Field. York still looking for their first victory of the 2026 campaign. This ball's hit well by Ben Jones. It's going to power out, though, in deep right center field as Brett Michael made a good read on it, sprinted to the spot. That one was going to come down for out number 2 of the inning. Here's Jack Pokerock, homered his last time up. And if you remember, he ripped the ball down the third base line right before that. The next one, he got straightened out enough and put it over the left field wall. On our left field wall, we're still working on our camera stuff, but we could scan the left field wall here at Fox because it's pretty fun to look at. That was a interesting pickoff move there from Lane Berkey. Speaking of basketball references, that was almost like a hook shot or a little teardrop, a little floater from Lane Berkey. He got the floater in play there. I wonder if that is going to make Brandon Garcia think about running more. Hold that thought. Did Jack Pokerock leave the yard again? Yes, he did. A double Jack day for JP. Jack Pokerock. He's hit one to left. Now he's hit one to right. What an impressive piece of hitting right there for Jack Pokerock. It wasn't a bomb. It was more of a wall scraper, but just how impressive is it in 2 at-bats to hit a home run to left and then one to right? Back-to-back jacks for Jack. He's got 2 on the year now. Whoa. We were talking about pickoff moves, and was Brandon Garcia going to think about running? Not necessary, as Jack Pokerock clears the deck again. On the year now, Lynchburg has 6. Jack Pokerock has 2. This man has half of them. Quentin Madden with 3 jacks on the season, including 1 earlier in this ballgame. Lynchburg leads 5-1. All the runs coming via the long ball. And Lynchburg can do that. They can play outside baseball. They can be inside with the bunting and the running game, manufacturing, hustling, those kinds of things. They can play outside baseball too. They can knock that thing around a little bit. We're seeing that today. Kind of the way this roster is built. Some of it built intentionally by Travis Beasley, and then some of it, you get guys like Quinn Madden healthy again. Madden wanted that one, but it was just a little bit too far up and in to be able to straighten out. Good catch there at the boundary wall by the third baseman, Joe Urban. 5th inning is done. More damage from JP. Jack Pokerock leaves the house one more time. 2-homer day for Jack. Lynchburg on top, 5-1. It's still Logan Tapman on the mound for Lynchburg. He's pitching into the 6th inning again, pitching with a 5-1 lead. All the Lynchburg home runs have come from the home run. Jack Pokerock with 2 two-run shots, 1 to each field. Power to all fields is a great phrase in baseball, and Jack Pokerock has that. I guess he needs a home run to center. That would be pretty cool, and we'll wait and see if that could potentially be in the mix here. Next at bat for JP. For York, it's Matthew Wade, designated hitter. No, it's Richard Klein. I'm sorry, Richard Klein leading off against Logan Tapman. This one will get by Pokey, Sean Pokerock, that is. Got to be specific, of course, with 2 Pokerock brothers in the lineup. But Sean Pokerock catching that one our home plate umpire, catching some of the shrapnel there, but hopefully he's okay. The hitter is Richard Klein. Doubled yesterday, hit .350 last year. Catcher for York has thrown out 2 would-be base stealers today. Lynchburg 0 for 2 in the stolen base department, but making up for it with the long ball. 2 home runs from Jack Pokerock, 1 solo shot from Quinn Madden. That's the 5 runs for Lynchburg. York scored their lone point last inning. Jacob Daimling walked. Joe Urban fielder's choice. Mosier and Michael singled. Lucas Prendergast had the RBI ground out. This ball sprayed foul beyond Wakefield House here on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Sunshine, blue skies, great day to watch a ball game. Tomorrow's weather looks pretty good as well. Lynchburg infield, straightaway and deep. Outfield, regular depth. Breaking ball from Logan Tapman. Got him with the hook there, and that was nice. Tapman's 6th strikeout. He's punched out Richard Klein twice, and in fact, that was Tapman's previous strikeout. Klein was K victim 5 and 6 for Tap. Here's Matthew Wade. He struck out and been hit by a pitch. Wade homered yesterday and struck out twice. We try to keep an eye on power numbers at Fox Field. Ball generally flies well here. We're going to do some fact-finding. The LHSN research department and also grounds crew team is going to get exact dimensions of the ballpark tomorrow. We have science that we're going to use, and we also might just go old school and just like walk from home plate to the fence in different areas and count those steps. But we're going to get the exact dimensions for the broadcast tomorrow, because we used to have a set of dimensions floating around, but you just don't know about what they were using to measure sometimes. And sometimes parks will intentionally fudge those dimensions. They'll make them a little longer or a little shorter. I don't know that that's ever been the case here at Fox Field, but I do know that we would like to have that information. So we're going to find out, and it's going to be a blast. But I was talking about power. We've got 3 home runs today, 2 yesterday. That's 5 in 2 games. I would say that's above the average for most college parks. Question mark. But more research required. I mean, you got some places there, as Sean Pokerock thought Logan Tapman rung up Matthew Wade again, but not this time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You got some places where, depending on the weather conditions, obviously they can turn into power parks. Tapman's 2-2 is yanked foul. Wind direction predominantly here at Lynchburg blows out to right field. It's usually what you get on the windy days. But obviously wind blowing in can affect that. Obviously temperatures affect that. And there I go with the obviously again. We'll watch a Tapman 2-2. Check swing. I think he went. Everybody else did. And it is another punch out for Logan Tapman. Back-to-back Ks. 7 now in the ball game for Tapman. It'll bring up Alex Neild, who had a home run yesterday. But again, got to eliminate obviously from the vocabulary, because it may not be obvious to all fans that the temperature affects how the ball flies. But it does. The science has shown us that. It's another one in golf. Golf shares a similarity with baseball that way. As it gets colder, you lose distance on your golf swing and the ball flight out there. Same thing in baseball. And there's multiple scientific factors for it. A lot of it involves the compression and how the metal bat flexes slightly. Wood bats do the same. And they'll talk about that in the big leagues as well. Early in the season with the cold weather, ball just doesn't quite travel the same. When it starts to warm up, it does. Tapman from the windup here. 2 balls, no strikes to Neal. Big power hack right there. Yeah, you could see why he left the yard yesterday. Neal with 3 already in the season, to go along with 9 last year. I mean, he's got some violence in that swing, doesn't he? 2-1. Let's see if he uncorks again. Nice location from Logan Tapman. Bottom rail heater for called strike 2. As Neal gets 1 foot out of the box there and gets ready to get back in. You can tell there's some power in that lower half. Neal's built like a kind of a linebacker, isn't he? 2-2 coming up from Tapman. Over the Lynchburg dugout for a foul ball. We'll rerun it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. Fairly quick-moving ball game. Been playing for an hour 45. I think we were delayed by like 1 minute on the start time because of our senior from last year recognition, our graduate recognition for the 2025 season. 2-2 from Tapman. Check swing. He rung up another one. How about 3 strikeouts in the top of the 6th? You talk about sprinting to the finish line. Logan Tapman looking strong. Lynchburg leads 5-1 through 5.5 at Fox. Baseball is so much fun. It brings out the best in all of us. Joe Munit's going to think about a bunt here as we were in the inning break. Give you some BTS. That's behind the scenes, and that's very big now in social media. But the BTS here up in the press box is we got an incredible crew, our LHSN Flow College crew. And now that we're getting our technology squared away and our camera angles, we were talking about some of the great film directors because we are going to have our very own Scorsese up here, or Spielberg, or who are some of the other great directors. John Waters, our athletic director, is a film buff. He's probably got some directors that he likes. Watch out. Chin music there for Joe Munitz. Out of the way in time. Number 9 is 0 for 1 today. He walked and got caught stealing, grounded out to the shortstop. Ball that was hit okay on that ground out. I think Joe Munitz would like to get it elevated. Some of those line drives that arc over the infield. Called strike on Joe Munitz. For Logan Tapman, this 8 strikeout performance matches his career high. Struck out 8 against Salisbury as well. That was in 5 innings too. I mean, Tapman was absolutely carving up the Seagulls in Salisbury, eastern shore of Maryland as well. That would have been one of the closer schools to Logan Tapman growing up. But Tapman with an outstanding performance down in Greensboro against Salisbury. Today, I would say equally as good. 8 strikeouts against York. He has yielded the 1 run, and it's 3 hits total for the Spartans. Back to Lynchburg offensively. This is Kyle Flora. 1 for 2. Just under 500 on the season now. Flo is officially 12 for 25. No balls, 1 strike. Pitcher is still Lane Berkey. Showcased some good stuff. Gave up the 2-run home run to Jack Pokerock last inning. Ooh, there's a different pickoff move. Okay, so I like this from Berkey. We saw the little floater, the teardrop that he lobbed over at one point. He's got other moves in the repertoire, though, so that's cool for Lane Berkey. I think that's what you need as a pitcher. Righties and lefties. You got to have more than one, I think. There's one school of thought. Flo has to dodge some chin music. There is one school of thought in pitching and holding runners that you should go over with your best move every time. Then there's other schools of thought that say have multiple moves. Some coaches talk about a good, better, best kind of a concept on those pickoffs. I think that's something you can really work in the college game as well, because these pitchers, as this ball will skip into the dirt, Joe Munitz is going to head safely to second on one of those dirt ball reads. Flora took the pitch. It should be 2 balls and 1 strike now. College pitchers, and certainly at the professional level, you've got so many time to work on those things when you're not throwing off of a mound. In fact, as a pitcher, I would say actually a fairly limited amount of your practice time is going to be throwing off a mound in an actual rubber. You've got all that batting practice for the offense to hit. Pitchers will often be shagging balls out there in the outfield. But you got plenty of time to work on those pickoff moves, so you can develop that good, better, best concept. You can give guys different looks. Flo puts a charge into this one, but this is going to be landing in left field in the glove of Alex Neal. F7 on the fly out. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. So bring up Connor Moore. And guys that can leave the yard category, Connor Moore is in it, and he's probably near the top. 4 home runs for Lynchburg last year. 1 triple, 5 doubles. And consider this about Connor Moore's season last year. When you're talking about those numbers, he did that in just 14 starts. 27 total for Connor Moore, but just 14 starts in there. He did do some pinch hitting, obviously. Slugging percentage is an almost insane 770 last year. 4 doubles, 1 triple, 4 homers. 5 doubles, actually. Misspoke. Swing and a miss from Connor Moore. Good pitch from Berkey. And good base running from Joe Munitz. He'll move up again. That's what those dirt ball reads can do for an offense. You can advance bases without having to risk a steal. And that's happened twice for Joe Munitz right here. He got thrown out stealing, but now on third base without having to attempt to steal. Just reading that low pitch and banking on the catcher not being able to scramble to it in time. 0-1, infield drawn in. The pitch to Moore is going to hit him, and Connor Moore heads to first. First hit batter of the ball game for Lynchburg. Thought they had one with Brandon Garcia earlier in our Ball Don't Lie breakdown. And I promise you, folks, that's the best Ball Don't Lie explanation you're going to get on a collegiate baseball broadcast this season. I stand behind that, at least in this price range anyway. That's the best breakdown of what Ball Don't Lie means. Kyle Moshier steps in. Runners on first and third. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitcher is Lane Berkey for York. Middle goes back to double play depth. Corners are way in. And now this will be our first chance on a broadcast this year to talk about Lynchburg and how they will, as so many college baseball teams like to do, safety squeeze. It's not the old school squeeze play where the runner breaks on the pitch from third. And we need to develop a different name for that type of squeeze. But it's not that. The safety squeeze that Lynchburg likes to execute, and other teams do, is the runner at third waits to see that the ball is bunted successfully, and then he breaks for home. So that runner on the pitch will take a secondary lead and get maybe 20 feet, maybe even more, maybe 30 feet, maybe a third of the way down the line, and then wait to see if the ball is bunted down successfully, not popped up, not taken, or bunted through. That's the safety squeeze. And at minimum, if you get a bad bunt and maybe the runner has to go back to third, you still then have runners on second and third with 2 outs when that doesn't work. while we gave you the breakdown on the safety squeeze, we got a pinch runner for Lynchburg. It's Parker Cato again. Parker Cato pinch ran yesterday for the exact same player, Connor Moore. So Cato's in now with one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cato's back on the pickoff attempt from Lane Berkey. Part of that mound visit from York would be, 1, to settle Berkey, 1B, to talk about how are we defending Lynchburg's safety squeeze if they go to that. Kyle Moshier is 0 for 2, 1 strikeout. No bunt this time, and it will be ball 1. Ball 2, pardon me. 2-0 count. Sean Polkarak on deck. He'll be licking his chops, seeing some blood in the water for a potential RBI situation here. There's that teardrop soft toss kind of throw from Berkey. He's shown some others. For York, they've got 3 more bites at the apple coming up. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due for York in the top of the 7th. Here's one down and in. Moshe hasn't had to offer anything yet. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Lynchburg offensively has gone to one of those wristwatch communication systems. It's no more wristband with an Excel spreadsheet with different offensive options on it. It gets signaled in electronically to the watch. And the watch might say hit away or green light or take or safety squeeze maybe, or any other permutations of things that you can put into those communicators. We've seen those for about maybe a decade now as far as pitching communication goes. See them in softball a lot as well. 3-1. Down and in. Joe Munitz thought about advancing again. This is ball 4. Parker Cato, if it wasn't a walk, probably could have made it to second on that dirt ball read. But walk anyway will put him there. 2 walks in the inning, 1 hit batter. Berkey's got good stuff, but hasn't been able to find the zone enough, and he may find himself heading back to the dugout. It might be change time again for York College. He will hand the ball off. We'll greet the 3rd Spartan pitcher in just a moment. Stay put. Bases loaded for Lynchburg coming up, looking to blow it wide open on this final Saturday of February. All right, we've got our new pitcher for York. It's York, pardon me, early in the year. Although I'm going to make mistakes late in the year, too, so just need to own it. For York, it's now number 38, Eric Cheney on the mound. 6 foot, 180 pounds senior from Millersville, Maryland, will enter in a very tough spot. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. And you got the very, very elite Sean Polkarak at bat. We were talking about Pokey as the vibes train conductor in 2024. Last year, Polkarak had the goose. He was the goose leader. If you remember the plastic goose that Lynchburg was hanging out with Lynchburg beside the dugout last year. Very comical, very fun. The goose's name was Jerry. Sean at one point was upset that I gave Jerry's name on the broadcast. It was supposed to be a secret. I don't know if Jerry was in some sort of goose witness protection program or he'd gotten broken out of a zoo somewhere and the zookeepers were looking for him. But anyway, Jerry has moved on to potentially greener pastures. Hopefully he's got some nice green grass and stuff to chomp on. And now Lynchburg will find some other way to have hijinks and vibes and tomfoolery and just win baseball games. That's part of it too. But so often you see that in baseball with some comical fun things. You see that in other sports as well. I mean, after all, we're getting 18 to 24-year-olds together, and you're putting them together for long stretches of time. They've got a sense of humor. Those things are going to arise. I think you can still have a sense of humor and play the game at a very high level. See what Sean Pokerok can do here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Eric Cheney, the new arm for York. Cheney is a senior. Last year, appeared 3 times. The ERA was a little inflated, over 23. Swing and a miss. A disappearing off-speed pitch. He got Pokerok fooled there. 1-1's the count. Just 2 1/3 innings of work last year for Eric Cheney in those 3 appearances. Cheney did throw 2 2/3 against Catholic on Wednesday. So this will be appearance number 2 of this season. Marks there were really good. Gave up 1 hit in 2 2/3, struck out 5, walked 1. There was a couple wild pitches and a hit batter in there. But overall, I think we are seeing he's got good stuff. He's being asked to shut down a Lynchburg offense that already leads 5-1 and looking to really knock the house down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hornets won yesterday 4-3. A walk-off game ender from this man, Sean Pokerok. 3rd game he's ended this season. It was a run rule ending against Salisbury over the weekend, but Pokerok drove in that run that put Lynchburg over the limit in that 10-run rule. And a similar situation in Game 1 against George Fox, although Brady Moore, the analytics director, did point out there was an error involved in that one that ended the game. But 3 times this year, Sean Pokerok has been at bat when the game ended, or his at bat caused the game to end. Pokey didn't get much to swing at there. That'll be a bases-loaded walk. It is an RBI for Sean Pokerok, and Lynchburg leads 6-1. 7th walk of the ball game for the Hornets offense, 3rd they've drawn in the inning. And now it's Brandon Garcia. Speaking of walks, 2 base on balls today in this ball game for Brandon Garcia. Bases still loaded. Parker Cato pinch running at 3rd, Kyle Moshier at 2nd, Sean Pokerok at 1st. The pitcher is Eric Cheney. Cheney, lanky right-hander, off the backstop. Cato hustling home. Head first slide. He's in there safe. Richard Klein got to that ball fairly quickly, but when he slid into it, he did not pick it up cleanly. Good athleticism, and he did that feet-first slide that coaches will work on with catchers when picking up those wild pitch pass balls. So that's the 7th run of the ball game for Lynchburg. Parker Cato, back-to-back games, he scored a run as a pinch runner. Cato might stay in as the DH. Lynchburg definitely has options, swinging the bat-wise. Parker Cato is one of them. Last year, Parker Cato hit .271 in 32 appearances, 23 starts for Cato. Infield's in now, runners on 2nd and 3rd. The 1-0 to Brandon Garcia is lifted to left field. Let's see if it's deep enough to score on the sac fly. It will not be. Runner holds, and Lynchburg's lead will stand at 7-1. There's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is Ben Jones, flew out to deep center last at bat. He's walked once and scored. Popped out in the infield to the 3rd baseman. Infield goes back to the regular depth now for York. See if Eric Cheney can escape. He has yielded 2. The first runner that scored, Joe Munitz, will not be tacked to his earned run average. That was the responsibility of the previous pitcher, Lane Berkey. Logan Tapman's working with a career high in strikeouts. Wonder if we'll see Tapman come back out for the 7th now. Ben Jones got the bat off his shoulder, some hip movement, didn't pull the trigger. It's called strike 1. I think Tapman's obviously done enough for his team. Pitch count-wise, should be okay to continue, but maybe a long break might make Lynchburg consider going to the bullpen here in the top of the 7th inning. We're still in the bottom of the 6th right now. Final result of this inning will affect Lynchburg's decision as well about whether Logan Tapman comes back for more, or perhaps it's time to hand the baton off to another teammate to sprint it to the finish line. Just under the Lynchburg lettering on Ben Jones' jersey. It's a ball, 3-1 count. Jack Pokerok on deck. A pair of 2-run home runs for JP. JP could be going crazy here if he gets a chance to swing with the bases loaded. You'd have nowhere to put him. And this one's on the edge for strike 2. Full count now for Ben Jones. Ben Jones, 3 home runs last year. Drove in 47, scored 57 times. My goodness. Jones is in the crouch, ready for the pitch from Cheney. This ball's hit to deep right center field. And this ball's down off the fence for extra bases. A Benton Jones explosion, a double to drive in 2 for Benny Bombs. And Lynchburg really getting separation now from York. This was a 2-1 ball game after the top of the 5th inning. Since then, Lynchburg offensively has really started to kick in gear. They've scored 4 times in this inning. That's featured 3 walks in there. That's actually the first hit of the inning for Lynchburg. Typical Lynchburg baseball, though. They are resourceful. They will make you pay eventually for those walks. And here is Jack Pokerock. Speaking of making people pay. Base open at first. They're going to pitch to JP. Maybe you pitch around him. If you're Eric Cheney, we talked about this earlier with the starter, CJ Schism. If you're Eric Cheney, there's one school of thought that you should know what Jack Pokerock has done. The other school is maybe you shouldn't. Uh-oh, this one got underneath and behind the catcher. Richard Klein, 5-hole there. And it never makes you feel great as a catcher when it gets between the legs. That's the old 5-hole. That one comes from hockey. Those different holes that the scorers would go for between the legs is defined as the 5-hole. 2-0 count now for Jack Pokerock. I mean, you've still got a base open. 2 of them, in fact. This one low. 3-0 count now for JP. I think after you've hit 2 home runs already, you've earned the right to get a green light with the 3-0 count. And especially in a ball game that's kind of turning into a blowout. See if they turn JP loose. 9-1 Lynchburg. That one was downstairs. Good patience by Jack Pokerock. He did not go out of his way to try to get a 3rd home run in the game. He simply took 4 pitches and went to first. So hard to know if that was Eric Cheney pitching around him or maybe just not quite having the control. Here comes Quinn Madden. He's got a home run in this ball game. We said Jack Pokerock was a little cold. 1 for 8 coming into the game, 1 for his last 8. And he popped out in the first at bat. JP since then 2 for 2 with 2 homers and a walk. Starting to heat up. Quinn Madden might be starting to heat up. 1 homer in this one. He popped out in foul territory to the 3rd baseman, also flew out to left field. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Cheney. Sprayed foul by Madden, and he's in an 0-2 count situation. Joe Munitz on deck is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Number 16, Quinn Madden. Northern Virginia guy, Burke, Virginia, Robinson High School. For Dr. Q. One nearly hit him. He pulled out the last second. Madden is another guy that wears an elbow guard. For Quinn Madden coming into the ball game, he was really mired in a cold stretch. 0 for 14. 0 for his last 14 for Quinn Madden. He was 3 for 5 against Piedmont. But before today, he had to go all the way back to Valentine's Day to find that hit. He's going to have a 2-hit day, and it's 2 extra base hits. Quinn Madden pumping one into right center field. 1 run will score. That's Ben Jones. Jack Pokerock taking the turn. He's in safely. A bases clearing double, and it is a 2-hit day for Quinn Madden. This is the separation that Lynchburg was looking for and needed. And now is a 7-run inning for Lynchburg. Hornets in the ball game have walked 8 times. There's 3 of those in this inning. That has really come back to haunt correction. There's actually been 4 walks in this inning. Joe Munitz started the inning with a base on balls. He's back up. Hornets have sent 10 to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. This was the big inning they wanted and needed. 13 multi-run innings coming into this ball game. That means 13 times they scored more than 1 run in an inning. Had 2 of those yesterday. If you remember, it was 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 9th for Lynchburg. Hornets only mustered 5 hits yesterday, but they really made the most of them. This one will hit the dirt first. Joe Munitz holds, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. York has used 3 pitchers. Lynchburg just 1. Seriously long break for Tapman now. I just think more and more maybe we've seen the last of Logan Tapman. If we have, what a great performance. If he comes back out for more, that'll be the cherry on top. Better location from Eric Cheney. That was competitive, but still a ball, and it's 3-0. 2 outs right now for Lynchburg. Runner in scoring position is Quinn Madden. Ben Jones, a 2 RBI double. Quinn Madden, a 2 RBI double. The only 2 hits in the inning. Called strike 1. Munitz was into the bat twirl there, about to toss it back in the direction of the Lynchburg dugout. Had to hold on. Hornets have 8 hits in the ball game now. That's actually 7. 7 hits in the ball game for Lynchburg. This will be walk number 9. Munitz has drawn 2 free passes in the inning and 3 total. So I think for Cheney, he has lost the control a bit. Lynchburg will make you pay when you do finally get it in the zone. See if Cheney can do that here to Kyle Flora. Flora's 1 for 3. Came into the ball game 11 for 23. He went up to 500 with that single in the second inning. It's part of a 3-hit second innings. Hornets scored once there. But a big-time 6th. Good location from Cheney. And it's a 1-1 count. Dimling, Urban, and Mosier due up for York if they want to try to get a comeback started in the top of the 7th. Cheney ready for the pitch against Flora. He's under this one. Not in range for Matthew Wade as it goes over our heads. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In a 6-run inning. 6-run, 6th inning right now for Lynchburg. Flora's going to foul another one away. We'll try it again. Good hand-eye coordination for Flo. We talked about his fast twitch muscles, his speed and athleticism. Got the hand-eye coordination in there as well. I think those are 2 separate things. Could have one without the other, but he's got both. Another foul ball here. 11-1 is the score. Hornets on top, 5-1 coming into this one. And remember, York got their 1 run in the top of the 5th. It's a 3-1 ball game at that point. Very much a ball game. Now, less so as Lynchburg trying to bust free even more. Upstairs for ball 2. This is batter number 11 of the inning for Lynchburg. Flo flew out to left earlier in the bottom of the 6th. There's another one that he'll fight off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long at bat. Lynchburg will do this to you. This is a theme of ours this year already, and years gone by, they really work counts. They foul balls off. They force you as a pitcher to throw more, get more information individually, and then as the team. And they really can just wear pitchers down. Back to those high walk numbers. I mean, you don't get to lead the nation in walks by swinging at the first and second pitch all the time. Yes, Lynchburg does that, but you got to work some long counts. Ooh, just south of the zone there on a pretty good pitch by Eric Cheney, but it's ball 3. Payoff coming here. Kyle Flores worked pretty hard for this payoff. He's fouled off 3 tough 2-strike deliveries from Eric Chaney. Chaney's going to flip. That one nearly got away from him. That was, unfortunately for York, a big part of our dialogue yesterday. 2 pickoff attempts to second base that went into the outfield, and really Lynchburg used those to great benefit. Runners will be on the move here. They're on first and second. 2 outs, full count. It's ball 4. Excellent at bat from Kyle Flora. Again, that's what Lynchburg does. They fight off some pitches. They don't offer at bad pitches, and they get themselves walks. 10 now for Lynchburg. 10 walks. Parker Cato in the game now. He was inserted as a pinch runner. I'll give you his numbers from last year again. Hit .271, 23 starts, 32 games. Homered once, 7 doubles for Parker Cato. He's got bases loaded now in an 11-1 ball game. That one under the hands from Cato. It's ball 1 under the hands for Cato. Parker Cato this year's 0 for 1. Looking to get his 2026 campaign kick started. Eric Chaney delivers, skips that one in. Covered up nicely by Matthew Wade. It bounced down the third base line. That made Quinn Madden have to hold. Lynchburg, let's talk about the walks coming into the series. 6.5 walks per game, rounding up there with that number. Last year, 6.2 per game. 310 walks last year in 50 ball games. Ground ball, right side, should be a way for York to get out of the inning. It is. Jason Cassidy gloves it and steps on the bag himself. And finally, the 6th frame is over. Great one for Lynchburg. They plate 6 and lead 11-1. All right, we've got changes for Lynchburg in the top of the 7th. Let's start on the mound with Davis Watson entering to pitch for Lynchburg. It will be 6 complete for Logan Tapman. Ties a career high in strikeouts with 8. He's done that in back-to-back ball games, fans. I think Logan Tapman is poised and ready for a really good 2026. He's been really good his first 3 years on campus. He's on the threshold of greatness, I think, for Logan Tapman. Great stuff from Tap on his birthday. He's a leap year baby, so not officially his birthday, but we're celebrating today along with Logan Tapman. He gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk for Tapman. Wow, great numbers. 1 hit batter as well for Logan Tapman. Back to Davis Watson as he'll get a ground out here. Yes, he will. Hustle over and make the catch after the flip from Jack Pokerot. Got Jacob Daimling to ground out there to begin the ball game, begin Davis Watson's ball game anyway. Watson so far, this will be appearance number 3, all out of the bullpen so far. Earned run averages 3.86. He's thrown in 2 1/3 innings, struck out 2, walked none, given up 1 earned run so far. Watson is a guy who was the midweek starter for a bit, one of the midweek starters for a bit for Lynchburg last year. And out of the bullpen here early, I think midweek starts are still in the cards for Davis Watson. But working out of the bullpen in the early going for Lynchburg. Numbers last year for Davis Watson as he works from the stretch, hard-throwing right-hander from Raleigh, North Carolina. He is a sophomore. It was 4 starts last year, 5 total, 11 2/3 innings. And he had a win-loss record of 1-0. 7 punch-outs in his first start of the year against Mary Washington in late February last year. He's a guy that could have an outstanding career for Lynchburg. He's got the physical gifts. He's got the tools. Tall guy, got some velocity. Good snap on that breaking ball. Got to learn how to pitch at this level. I think even the guys like Logan Tapman and Tyler Cartwright are still learning how to pitch at this level. You hope these guys never stop learning. You hope the guys in the big leagues are still learning how to pitch and learning more about their game and opponents and the craft of pitching. Hat fell off for Davis Watson as he felt like he just missed a location. Full count now, 3-2. Joe Urban is the hitter. He's got a double. Fielder's choice as well. 1 for 2 after an 0 for 4 day yesterday. 315 last year for Joe Urban, the man from Islip, New York. Here's the pitch from Watson. 2-hopper. Brandon Garcia, bobble, recaptured, and throws a strike across the diamond to get Joe Urban. 2 gone in the top of the 7th. One other change for Lynchburg, Gabe Pegues in the outfield now. He inserts into Joe Munitz's spot. Kyle Flora now playing left field. Gabe Pegues in right. Gabe Pegues is a guy I can't wait to tell you more about. Maybe we'll get to see an at-bat from him. But so far on the year, this will be game 4 for Pegues. 2 starts. 250 is the average, 2 for 8. He's driven in a couple. And you talk about projectable and guys that have high ceilings, what they could do. Said that about Davis Watson. Gabe Pegues is right in that boat. Pokerot trying to weather a tough hop there on a hard hit ball from Luke Mosier. This is in a hit error category. That ball was hit well, and the hop made it tough for Jack Pokerot. Runner on with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. It has been called a 2-hit day for Luke Mosier. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. Here comes Brett Michael. Michael, 1 for 2 this season. First game he's played in. Just game 3 for York. We're back at it again tomorrow at noon, of course. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. No balls, 1 strike. Watson called strike 2. No balls, 2 strike. 11-1 is the score right now. Lynchburg on top. Swing and a miss. Watson got him with the strikeout. And we're trying to figure out if we've got a 10-run rule or not. We're seeing York players go out and play defense, so we're going to say that there is not a 10-run rule in effect. I think it's just a change coming from Mike Scappa here. So we play on in a 10-run ball game. We've already sort of talked through our timeout, so let's just stay here because we're going to have to try to get some of these changes for York. Mike Scappa with the home plate umpire right now. There was, for York officially in the inning, no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on, no Lynchburg errors. Neither team has made an error today. The glove work has been aesthetically pleasing. We've seen some good plays. There was a nice diving grab by Lucas Prendergast earlier in the ball game. That was on the Sean Pokerock hot shot. Sometimes, and we'll send a little half-hearted apology, fans, but sometimes in these early season games and other times throughout the year even, we do have our 10-run rule in effect, 10 after 7. And, of course, the team that's down has to bat 7 times. So if the run rule was in effect, Lynchburg would have only needed to bat 6 times. However, in this case, there is no 10-run rule in effect, and we play on to the bottom of the 7th. We got a new first baseman for York. We have a new pitcher for York. We I think, are expecting further changes for Lynchburg. We've got Jake Wright on deck. That would be a pinch hitter. So we'll try to collect all these and get these. And this is, again, when you get all these changes, the umpire will oftentimes just kind of wave and then signal. He'll point out to right field or first base. A lot of times they don't give you the number. So it's on the broadcaster and the sports information team up here to get the numbers. But at first base now, it's number 18, Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore is a 5'11", left-handed throwing and hitting first year from Perry Hall, Maryland. So we've got Brandon Moore, we think, in for Jason Cassidy. That's the other problem, too. When they start, doing double switches, if it's not just the guy going in the same spot in the batting order, then it can get really confusing. But right now, we think we got that one. We think our pitcher is number 26, Jackson Kelly. Jackson Kelly will be the 4th pitcher that York has used. And it will be Jake Wright in for the 8 slot in the batting order. The 3rd baseman, Kyle Moshier, was in that slot. Jake Wright's an outfielder, so you're going to see either Maddox Sutsui or Kellen Moore probably go in and play 3rd base. Possibly Joe Gordon could be an option to go play 3rd base for Lynchburg. But right now it's Jake Wright. Fantastic stuff by Jake Wright yesterday. Called on to put down a sacrifice bunt in the bottom of the 9th inning. He was successful. Jake Wright's a good hitter, though, too. I can tell you that. He's not just a bunting option. He's a complete player. 333 last year, 7 starts, 24 games played for Jake Wright. Only 1 extra base hit. That was a double. Jackson Kelly, the pitcher, is 6'8". Speaking of tall timber, Jackson Kelly, 6'8", 225 pounds. Junior from Mount Airy, Maryland. A lot of Maryland on this York roster. I think we remember Jackson Kelly pitching in this series last year, but that's why it's great to have the stats online. You can go back and look at that stuff. Jake Wright out in front of a 2-1 pitch, and it's into the glove of the right fielder for out number 1. Jackson Kelly last year appeared 4 times, 4 2/3 innings pitched, struck out 3, walked 5, 5 earned runs. And now you go to the York website, you click on 2025, it'll show you all the games he pitched in. Ooh, wait a minute. Last year he only pitched 1 time. I was looking at 2024 for Jackson Kelly. 1 appearance last year as a sophomore against Misericordia. 2024, however, he didn't pitch against Lynchburg. Really thought I remembered him. Sorry, Jackson Kelly. Maybe he's just a memorable guy. You don't see many 6'8", of course, in baseball. 6 feet 8 inches tall, so maybe somehow I created a memory that wasn't there. The hitter is Sean Pokerock. Pokey bats with none on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Lynchburg leads 11-1. Through 6 complete for Lynchburg, 11 runs on just 7 hits. They've stranded 5, 3 of those in scoring position. 3 home runs for Lynchburg in the ballgame. Quinn Madden solo shot in the 2nd. Jack Pokerock, 2-run homers in innings 3 and 5. The 6th spot for Lynchburg Came last frame, 6th in the 6th for a team looking for their 6th victory of the year. Hornets have won 4 in a row, 5-1 total. The one loss was to Rhodes on the opening weekend trip down to Piedmont for an event that they host. More evasive action from third base coach Drew Henry on another hot shot from Sean Pokerot. Pokey's 0 for 2 in this one. RBI walk in that 6th inning. Pitch from Jackson Kelly, fouled away. For York, they've got 1, 2, 3 due up in their half of the 8th. Now we wonder what that lineup will look like, so we won't even tell you who those players are until they come up. Pokey's going to foul a ball off his body, and it's another replay of this full count delivery coming up for York. Tell you a bit more about this York schedule. 3rd game of the series against Lynchburg tomorrow. And then Wednesday, they're at Rutgers Camden, New Jersey, 3 p.m. First pitch. Home debut for the York Spartans happens on Thursday, March the 5th. High fastball, and it's a walk for Sean Pokerot, his 2nd. So York at home for the first time this Thursday. It's a 3-game tilt against St. Mary's College of Maryland. You get York College of Pennsylvania versus St. Mary's College of Maryland. They're going to play 3 next weekend. Actually, a split-site series. That's a mouthful. First 2 games will be at St. Mary's. 3rd game will be at York. So there's a little bit of an interesting one as Brandon Garcia gets slightly brushed back. 1 ball, no strikes to the Lynchburg leadoff man who's 0 for 2, scored once, walked twice. York will play Misericordia again this year. They go to Randolph-Macon. They play Shenandoah. Part of our information that we uploaded yesterday about York. The schedule is always good to brutal, falling somewhere in that category for the Spartans as far as great teams that head coach Mike Scappa gets scheduled. 25-plus years on campus for Coach Scappa. He was a really good catcher for the Spartans, and then working as an assistant coach and the head coach for, I believe he's in his 15th season. Congratulations to Mike Scappa. They're still looking for that breakthrough. York is a team that has been on the cusp as Brandon Garcia squares one up and hits it into center field for out number 2 of the inning. Jake Wright flew out to begin this bottom of the 7th, and now it brings up Benton Jones. An explosive 2 RBI double his last time up. Benny Bombs is 1 for 3 with a walk. York again, they've been on the precipice. They really have been on the cusp of getting to the NCAA tournament, either via an automatic qualification by winning the MAC Commonwealth Conference or by an at-large bid. And that's part of the tough comp that Mike Scappa schedules. You think back to 2024, I think the York team ended up playing 7 teams that advanced to NCAA regional play and had a winning record. And part of that was taking 2 of 3 from Lynchburg back in 2024. But they are always going to be in a situation where they play a bunch of tournament teams. Lynchburg, for reference, has advanced to 6 straight NCAA tournaments. You get into regional play, that qualifies as the NCAA tournament. Then if you get to that World Series, that's what the NCAA calls the National Championship. Super regional play is kind of in its own little bracket, but of course Lynchburg has advanced to 3 straight supers, as it is often shortened by the coaches and the players and the broadcasters. Instead of saying super regional, who's got time for that? You just say we've been in the supers 3 years in a row. Pass ball, wild pitch, actually more specifically as it went behind Ben Jones, will allow Sean Polkarock to scramble to second. He's in scoring position. Would be the 12th run of the ball game for Lynchburg. A chance for Ben Jones to add to his impressive RBI total, both on the season and in the career. Took a borderline fastball for a called strike, and now it's a full count. Ben Jones drove in 47 last year. Coming into this weekend, 145 in his career. It just blows your mind. So it's 147 right now after the 2 that he drove in with his double to the fence in the 6th inning. Hornets sent 12 to the plate last frame. Ben Jones is the 4th hitter in this 7th inning. Pitcher is Jackson Kelly. Defense is basically straight away. Outfield, got Ben Jones played to pull, and deep, there's ball 4. Benny Base's second walk of the ball game. Ben Jones will trot down to first. Now it's 2 on and 2 out for Jack Polkarock. JP's got a pair of 2-run home runs. 1 to left, 1 to right. We talk about his physical profile. Back to need to give more descriptions and less numbers, maybe. His physical game profiles well at any level. Big, strong guy. Understands the game. High baseball IQ. And he's played the game at some different levels, of course. UNC Greensboro last year. High Point as a Frosh. Junior college at Patrick and Henry. His 2nd season. Conversations about Jack Polkarock maybe slightly stalled out as he gets hit by a pitch. Lynchburg's now been hit twice in the ball game. Pair that with 12 walks, and you can maybe say it's 14 freebies by York. You can't do that against anybody and win, and you really can't do it against Lynchburg. They are more than willing to take those free passes and the hit by pitch. And they're more than willing to make you pay for it. Last year, Lynchburg got hit at 1.22 times per game. In the national championship season, that was over 2 hit batters per game for Lynchburg. Lynchburg, of course, led the nation in walks in 2023. They actually did that in 2022 as well. Quinn Madden, he's got himself a solo home run and a 2 RBI double. Good day so far for Madden. Could become great if he can get the job done here. 1-1 count here for Quinn Madden, 5th-year man from Burke, Virginia. Rip down the line, and that's fair. It will be more RBIs for Quinn Madden. His day has gone from good to great, and Lynchburg has blown the game open even more. Jack Polkarock got a late green light. The wave home from Coach Drew Henry was in enough time, though, to score JP from first. Quinn Madden clears the deck again with another double. He's driven in 6 in the ball game now. Numbers are looking better and better for Quinn Madden as he yanks that one down the left field line. In the RBI category, runs batted in, Quinn Madden had 5 ribbies coming into the ball game, 6 today. So he's more than doubled his season total in 9 innings of work. Well, seven innings of work, right? This one behind Gabe Pegues, who's not a true pinch hitter because he was in playing defense last half inning. Quinn Madden now 11 RBI on the season. He was an RBI machine, set the single season record back in 2024 as Gabe Pegues now scatters third base coach Drew Henry. You like the guys are getting the head out, but you'd hope some more of these stay between the lines, but that's okay. Drew Henry, again, extreme athleticism over there, not too far removed from his playing days. He can move around. Pegues twitched at that one. Instead, it's called strike 2. 1-2 now with 2 gone. Runner on second. Bouncing around from topic to topic here, but Quinn Madden, impressive. 26th multi-hit game of Quinn Madden's career. How about that? Ball in the dirt there that Pegues lays off of. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Could be a chance for Lynchburg to use a different arm or to give Davis Watson a chance to continue and work his craft a bit. And we were talking about physical gifts earlier for Sean Pokerock, and then he got hit, or Jack Pokerock, actually, but Sean has those as well. Gabe Pagay is another guy. His physical gifts are noticeable. He's got broad shoulders, just a first-year guy, but I mean, he is physically imposing when he walks around for batting practice, and he can hit some really impressive balls. He's got a lot of power in his bat. That'll get better and better as he works on his game and gets the coaching. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. That's a strikeout to end the 7th inning. Lynchburg expanding their lead, though. Couple walks, a hit batter, and then a bases-clearing double from Quinn Madden. Our score after 7 complete, Lynchburg 14, York 1 on Fox Field. One change to report in the top of the 8th inning for Lynchburg. Maddox Tsutsui will go play third base for the Hornets. We mentioned him as one of the possible options. Jake Wright was in as a pinch hitter, and Wright's an outfielder. He took the place of Kyle Moshier, so we assume there would be another defensive change. Maddox will insert himself into the 8th slot in the batting order. It's an order for Lynchburg that, again, they are maximizing their chances and making York pay for the free passes. 3 runs last inning on 1 hit. Quinn Madden's bases-clearing double scored 3. He was stranded at second. Overall, it's an output right now for Lynchburg. 14 runs on 8 hits, but they have drawn 12 walks and been hit twice. Lynchburg took a bunch of walks in the Cortland win. I think it was 17, if I'm not mistaken, in that Cortland win. I'm going to double-check it. And an interesting juxtaposition there, because in the Piedmont win, a 7-5 victory on the road, Lynchburg took no walks. So this is a team that, as we've been saying for the past few seasons, can score in multiple ways. They can bunt, they can hit and run, they can steal, and they can leave the yard. 3 home runs today. They don't offer at a lot of bad pitches, if any. York's pitching, we thought, was A+ yesterday, at least for most of the game, maybe all 9 innings. You got to think, I mean, Lynchburg had to really, really fight to get that 4-3 victory, and there was some miscues from York pitchers on the throwaway pickoff attempts. But as far as their stuff and pitching in the zone, yesterday we were very complimentary of what York did. I think the pitchers that the Spartans have used today, all 4 of them have been sound. Hey, speaking of sound, back-to-back punch-outs for Davis Watson. Strikeout there to retire a pinch hitter. That was number 15, Aaron Hirschberger. Hirschberger down on the K. So Davis Watson's got 2 of those in the ballgame. The pinch hitter is Moore. This is Brandon Moore. First-year man, listed as a first baseman and an outfielder. We have seen him over there at first. Likes the first pitch and sends it skyward. Kyle Flora moving in front of Quinn Madden to catch the ball for a quick second out of the inning. We are in the top of the 8th.
Now batting number 7.
You could hear Sean Pokerock with the call there, calling for Kyle to take that ball. That's good catcher play. Defensively, that catcher, in addition to working with the pitchers, he's kind of thought of as the the quarterback of the defense, although quarterbacks play offense, so that analogy's not great, but I think you understand it. Another first pitch swing and another out. This ball was hit well by pinch hitter number 17, T.J. Johnson, but right at Quinn Madden. We barely got started in the top of the 8th there. 2 one-pitch outs for Davis Watson. The strikeout was 3 or 4 pitches. I'm looking for some help in the press box here, and it was a quick strikeout for Davis Watson. So we're going to say it was either a 5 or a 6 pitch inning right there for Davis Watson. Pretty impressive. More changes coming here for York. I'm just going to stay here because why not? It's a 14-1 ball game. We'll take at least 1 or 2 more breaks before we're done. This is game 2 of a series between York and Lynchburg, as we're checking out the Lynchburg Hornets lacrosse team, who is in action today. Oh, man, what a great goal right there for the lacrosse fans. That was Riley Hastings with the goal. Our athletic director, John Waters, is waiting for the score to pop up so he can show me the score right now between Lynchburg and the Salisbury Seagulls. Are the Hornets? The Hornets are on top 13-11 against the number 2 team in the nation on the lacrosse field, and they've got less than 1 minute to secure a victory up there. Salisbury has already been mentioned a couple times today in this broadcast. Lynchburg baseball beat Salisbury last week. And now it looks like Lynchburg men's lacrosse is about to secure a victory as Liam Holman goes scampering down the right channel. Well, this is fun. This is a broadcast within a broadcast, a play-by-play within a play-by-play. Congrats to Steve Kudelka and his outstanding squad. There is a timeout. Lynchburg hasn't won it yet. If you believe in jinxes, go knock on some wood somewhere. I'm not superstitious. And I know some of the Lynchburg baseball players and coaches hate that I'm not more superstitious. But anyway, baseball, I think, as we know, fans, we can go on a little digression here about superstitions in baseball. They are many and they are noted. Some of the weirdest superstitions are not talked about, though. But I think some of the obvious ones are you don't really want to step on the lines, although there have been players that have notably said they don't care about that. I think Ricky Henderson was one that talked about stepping on the lines, how he didn't care. I think he said, I've worked too hard in my career to worry about not stepping on a line, or something like that was his point. But, obviously we don't have a no-hitter or a perfect game in play, but you're not supposed to talk about those. And that makes sense in the dugout. I totally get that. I totally get you don't want to go up to a guy and say, hey, you got a no-hitter going. But on the broadcasting side, I mean, isn't the broadcaster supposed to report what's going on? Hopefully sometimes I do that. Occasionally we do up here. So anyway, that's a tough one. I mean, that really is a tough one. As Kyle Flora is leading off for Lynchburg, maybe back to reporting what's going on. We need to talk about the action on the field right now. The pitcher for York is number 42, Jaden Kerr, by the way. Kerr is a Cherry Hill, New Jersey guy, junior right-handed thrower. He will be the 5th pitcher York has used. And for Mike Scappa, let's go back to this game. It's a tough deal right now for York because, you don't want to get the game completely off the rails. You're down 13. You don't want to get obliterated to the point where you're losing a game by 20, but you're also thinking about tomorrow as well. You're also thinking about ball games Wednesday, Thursday, and then 3 over the weekend. So you're trying to manage your arms, manage your bullpen and starting pitchers, but manage your bullpen in a way that you have options tomorrow to try to win the game there. With this game being in the bottom of the 8th inning, I don't want to say Mike Scappa has white flagged this game. If his team scores 13 or 14 runs in the top of the 9th, he'll be glad that happened. But realistically, you're probably not going to win this game. So you're trying to look forward to next game. You're trying to maybe set some things up for Wednesday and Thursday. You're trying to not completely blow up this bullpen and give your team a chance to win down the road. Pinch hitter for Lynchburg will be number 26, Ryder Warren. This is in the 7 slot in the batting order. Connor Moore. Oh, Ryder Warren, watch out. Did he get into one? Ryder Warren did. That ball is gone. One pitch, one swing, and a 2-run home run for Ryder Warren. Welcome back, Ryder Warren, a guy that spent most of the fall banged up with injury. He's still kind of trying to work his way back. I'll say that's a way to do it right there. Ryder Warren, long ball. What a cut right there for Ryder Warren. Went deep twice last year. Notably went yard in that Bridgewater game where Lynchburg later exploded for 30-plus runs. At the time, Ryder Warren's 2-run home run to center in that game felt massive. That put Lynchburg up 3-0, I believe, maybe even 3-1 in that Bridgewater game. But that one right there, what a good cut for Ryder Warren. There's home run number 4 of the ball game for Lynchburg. They score 2 more. It's a 16-1 Hornet lead. 16-1 Hornet lead. This is Maddox Tsutsui. Maddox is a junior. Really filled in admirably for Gavin Collins last year at third base when Collins got hurt. Filled in's probably not giving Maddox full credit, though. He's a great player. Good defender, plus defender, I would say. And his bat can really be nice and juicy as well. Maddox Tsutsui had a notable triple in that Bridgewater game. That was really cool and really big in the moment. And if you don't know what we're referencing there, Lynchburg scored 30 runs in game 1 of a doubleheader against Bridgewater. And they scored 21 runs in the 4th inning against Bridgewater. As the lacrosse game has gone final. Lynchburg men's lacrosse taking down the number 2 team in the country, the Salisbury Seagulls. The Bridgewater game, of course, was notable for that 4th inning. Lynchburg scored 21 runs total. They sent, I believe it was 22 consecutive batters to the plate. That ended up being a record. A lot of the other offensive exploits in the inning were close to a record, but college baseball, as you know, there's some wild things that happen, and offensively, it can get really, really wild. But Lynchburg over 50 runs in the 2 games against Bridgewater combined. They scored 20 in the next game. Ended up being like a 21-10 ball game. Frankie Engel into bat now. He's going to pinch hit here for Sean Pokerock after Maddox Tsutsui flew out to left while we were talking lacrosse and games from last year. Baseball's good like that. It gives you that pace where you can discuss some other things and have some fun digressions. Digression is the spice of life, I say. Frankie Engel, 0-1 count. Engel's a vibes guy. He's a glue guy, and he's a fun guy as far as his physical profile because he's a switch thrower, which is obviously quite a bit more rare than a switch hitter. He can throw left-handed and right-handed. He is a catcher and a pitcher for Lynchburg, and he really has done so much for this ball club. Last year, when the catching was so thin, Frankie Engel said, I'll put the gear on and catch bullpens and help out. He's continued to do that. He's tried to work himself into the rotation as a left-handed pitcher, despite being a right-handed catcher. 1-2 count on Frankie Engel. And he's another one that is a very talented player. We keep referencing the fall ball for Lynchburg. Frankie Engel left the yard in a fall game. At least one time, maybe more than once. 2-2 count for Frankie Engel. Working against Jaden Kerr. Frankie holds on. You know he's a vibes guy, locker room guy, glue guy when you hear the dugout getting jacked up for him in a 16-1 ball game. Dugout's kind of going bonkers. I think some of that's the holdover energy from Ryder Warren's bomb, of course. But Frankie Engel is a really, really, really big clubhouse guy. He'll take the walk. Again, I don't hate calling somebody a clubhouse or a vibes guy, but I just don't think that gives their game enough credit. I think you're kind of putting them into a category that may not be accurate. Here's Brandon Garcia. I mean, he's a vibes guy. He's a chatterbox. Brandon Garcia, always back there at shortstop trying to talk up his pitcher. Let his pitcher know that he's got the defense behind him. He's always in the dugout, talking up the hitters, always sharing information. High baseball IQ. Brandon Garcia would like to stay in the game of baseball in some capacity when his playing career is done. 1-0 count for Brandon Garcia. This ball's drilled past the diving shortstop. That's going to go in as a base hit for Hollywood. First of the game for him, 1 for 4. That'll make things look a little bit better there for Brandon Garcia. And it will bring up Ben Jones. Ben Jones now can continue his tour of destruction, both in this game, in this season, and in his career. Benny Bombs has a 2-run double in this ball game. It's his only hit. He's 1 for 3, but he's walked twice. And in a 16-1 ball game, sometimes I have a hard time keeping track of the runs scored, but I've got Ben Jones as scoring thrice in this one. Ball 1 from Jaden Kerr. Third base is in for York in a defense that somewhat resembles what they started with, but a lot of changes personnel-wise for the Spartans. Early season baseball, this is what you expect. And in college baseball, probably also very in line with the expectations as far as score and the amount of players that will participate. You think about even in the big leagues there, as that one flew out of Jaden Kerr's hand, not in the direction that he wanted. You think about even in the big leagues, you get a game, a 15-run game, 15-run difference. They make changes as well. 162 games, too. You got to find ways to get some of your stars off their feet, even if it is for an at-bat or a couple innings here or there. Pretty easy walk for Ben Jones. That's 3 in the ball game. For Ben Jones, that's 153 in the career. I think it's 154 in the career, actually, for Ben Jones. I know that's nitpicking, but we might as well get it right. For Lynchburg, I think it's 15 walks now. 15 walks, 2 hit by pitch. Now let's talk about Joe Gordon. We got Joe Gordon filling in now for Jack Pokerock. Pokey's day, Big JP Pokey, will end at 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 1 strikeout. Ground ball up the middle by Joe Gordon. Good play by the shortstop. They'll get 1. They'll get 2. Nice pick down on one knee there by Moore at first base. That's your first double play of the ball game. It'll go 6-4-3. We do need to pause here and catch our breath, and then we'll come back and give you some more numbers and what have you as we're in the closing stages on Saturday. It's Lynchburg 16, York 1. Okay, we've got some more changes here for Lynchburg. Our score, 16-1. Looks like Lynchburg has banged out now with Ryder Warren's home run and Brandon Garcia's single in the 8th inning. They've not popped because that's a specific baseball term, but they've put together a 10-hit attack that has also featured 15 walks, 2 hit batters in there from York pitchers. Joe Gordon grounding into a double play to end a 2-run 8th inning for Lynchburg. First double play of the ball game for either team. Let's meet and greet some new faces here. Number 17, Gavin Angilio, is now catching for Lynchburg. He's a talented first year from Suffolk, Virginia. We've got Michael Rowlands on the mound, nearby Jefferson Forest High School product. His brother Dom was honored as one of those 2025 players that came back and got their rings from last year. Michael is a sophomore. And we missed number 27, Walt Bondurant, is at short now. We had one change in the outfield. No changes in the outfield. Our outfield should be the same. 1-0 count. We've got Trevor Loving at first base now. Thank you for that. It really is a team effort up here to identify all these people. Base hit will start the 9th inning for York. Matthew Wade with a hit, his first of the ball game for York. That is hit number 5 for the Spartans. Hit number 5 for the Spartans. Logan Tapman allowed 3 hits in his 6 innings of work. Davis Watson 1 in 2 innings. I thought Davis Watson looked pretty sharp. Watson ends up striking out 2, allowing no runs. And now it's Michael Rowlands to finish things out here on this sunny final day of February. Hope you've had a great month. February I love February as a month. I really do. Groundhog Day, which is fun to start the month. Also, it's a Black History Month, so you just got that going on all month. I think it's also like Library Appreciation Month. Big library guy. I think libraries are an underutilized resource because they have so much more than just books. I love books. I love to read. But libraries do a lot. Local libraries, also libraries at these wonderful colleges like the University of Lynchburg and York College of Pennsylvania. But keeping going with February, okay, you got all that. You got Valentine's Day. You got a President's Day in there. What else? You got Logan Tapman's birthday, leap year, baby. So anyway, February is cool. February is really cool, and hopefully you don't have terrible weather, although we did have some of that this year, but hopefully the weather's like starting to get a little bit better. So I like February as a month, and it packs a real punch for being the shortest month of the year. Back to business here. Kevin Jaron is your hitter. Junior, left-handed hitter, wearing number 2 from Blue Point, New York. Now we need to figure out and look up where Blue Point, New York is. Trevor Loving, we gave brief mention to, who is over at first base. T. Love, senior, Mechanicsville. Go back to Walt Bondurant over there at short, first-year man from Smithfield, Virginia. Full count, swing and a miss. Strikeout there for Michael Rowlands. It will be out number 1 in the top of the 9th. Number 13, Mac Keating is the hitter now. Mac Keating is a sophomore from Middletown, Delaware. So we'll try to give you a little mini recap box score. Oh, we were going to try to do a post-game interview on the broadcast. We need like a Brady Moore to run down there and select a player for us. Travis Beasley has given this the okay. So that could be a new addition to the broadcast. We're working this out on the fly. It's broadcast number 2. And I know visually it's been really, really good today. Matt Keating's going to lift this one into left center field. Long run out there for Kyle Flora. He will make the catch in the gap. Pretty good play there for the second out of the inning. But, you know, as we get our post-game guest up here, we'll try to run you through some numbers and get you ready for the game tomorrow. And this is a new concept for us. I mean, I think most of our fans know how a post-game works in baseball. The teams are going to shake hands and go through the line there. That'll take, 60 seconds or maybe 2 minutes. But then hopefully as that's happening, it's not going to happen just yet, as number 8, Chase Goodson, will squirt one through to right field. Chase Goodson with a pinch hit single. Don't want to not give some of these guys the credit they deserve for what they're doing here. Good at bat there by Chase Goodson. Short at bat, sophomore from Glenside, Pennsylvania. He went hacking early, but Chase Goodson is aboard. There is 2 outs now in the top of the 9th inning. It's Michael Rowlands on the mound. Defensively in the infield, Ben Jones is still at second base. He's the only guy that started the ball game. That is going to end it here in the infield. And, fully aware that the game is not over yet. York down to their final out, though. They're down a bunch, so they'll need what would be a historic rally, but somebody's got to make history. Ooh, that hit the helmet. Ouch. Everything appears to be fine for Cohen Shadler, who is the pinch hitter there. Cohen Shadler, another sophomore from Pennsylvania. He'll trot down to first. Appears to be okay. Now here's another pinch hitter. It's number 16, Brady Shaw. Brady Shaw, another Virginia guy. First year from Leesburg, Virginia. Loudoun County High School product. Brady Shaw is the hitter. Lynchburg just needs one more out here. The 27th proving to be a little bit elusive. Might get it here. Ground ball. Walt Bondurant in the crouch, flips to Ben Jones, and that is your ball game, and it's a dominating performance for Lynchburg. Had to walk it off yesterday. This one, a whole lot less tension down the stretch. 16-1, Lynchburg wins it. Brady Moore is going to go grab Jack Pokerock, our interview. Maybe this becomes our player of the game. But, yeah, we're going to get Big JP up here. We'll say say bye and hi to JW, John Waters, our outstanding athletic director, who really gives us so much license and reign to have fun. And we certainly try to deliver a high-quality product, but it's baseball. You got to have a little fun along the way, right? There's so many games in baseball, and it is kind of one of the longer sports, as our game time will be officially 3 hours and 7 minutes. 3 hours and 7 minutes. Let's go for some totals here. First, for the York College of PA Spartans. They will fall to 0-3 now. For York, it was just the 1 run. 2 hits in that 9th inning. That is going to get them to 6 hits total. So it's 1 run on 6 hits. They left 3 stranded there, so the runners left on will be 8 stranded in the ball game, with half of those 4 being in scoring position. For York defensively, looks like they did not commit an error in this one today. It could be overlooking something, but that sounds right there for York. Now we move. Let me find some individuals here for you. For York, Luke Mosier had a 2-hit day. He was 1 for 4. Luke Mosier was 1 for 3. I beg your pardon. 2 for 3. 2 for 3. Messing up again. Luke Mosier was 2 for 3 in this ball game. Looks like he had the only multi-hit performance for York. And I want to look at something here before. Wow, Joe Urban had a double for York. I know I'm kind of talking and thinking about this, but let me tell you this for York. Before the changes got made there, in the first 3 at-bats for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the order, in the first 3 trips to the plate, the first 6 batters in the York order did not have any base hits. That tells you how good Lynchburg pitching was today. Now we'll shift the conversation over to Lynchburg, and let's start with Logan Tapman. 8 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. He was dominant, did allow 1 run on 3 hits. Tapman walked 1 and hit 1, but this is an outstanding performance for Logan Tapman. He will go to 3-0 on the season. And for Tapman, his domination continues. He struck out 8 in 5 innings of work last weekend against Salisbury. Lynchburg, as a team, will go to 6-1 on the season. 6-1, and the record now, the streak, is at 5 wins in a row for Lynchburg. We're going to get Jack Pokerock. This is a new segment right here, JP. Say hi into that microphone. Let's see what it looks like.
How's it sound?
Oh, yeah, it's sounding great right there, Jack. First off, congratulations on a wonderful win. Let's talk about the team first. I mean, Tapman was outstanding with the start. Davis was great. Defensively, you guys made the play. How good does this feel?
Winning's fun. It's hard to argue when you walk away with a win. I was just really excited to see some new faces out there today.
Yeah.
Big pinch hit from Ryder at the end, man. Just watching those guys who work so hard every day get a chance to get in the game and, have some success, man. It's the best.
You hit on something there because you guys are so deep
Yeah.
as a team. The starters are so good, but man, you got 8 or 9 guys on that bench that could start for pretty much any other ball club in the country, right?
It's special. It's special.
Tell me about your personal performance here. I mean, you went a little cold there for a few games, but feels like you're hot again with 2 home runs, 1 to each side. That's an incredible feeling, isn't it?
It is. It feels good. Probably just trying to do a little too much early on, but really don't have to when you got a lineup like that. Today, just try to have fun, not try to do anything too crazy. Just keep it simple and, just hit the ball. That's it, and let the rest take care of it, and, it did.
Take me back to the first home run. You fouled off a pitch right before that down the left field line. What was the thought process there to just stay back just a little bit longer on the next one?
Yeah, the next one just stayed up a little bit more. He went in with a two-seamer, trying to beat me in, try to foul it off. And then the next one, I think he switched it up, went with the four-seamer, it stayed up, and just got my hands to it, and it went out.
I love it. Love it for you, man. Hey, going forward, what do you guys have to do? I know you got to stay focused and not overlook this team because you've got a healthy respect for everybody, but you guys can see it. They've got talent. They're a scrappy ball club. What do you got to do to make sure you get another one tomorrow?
Yeah, they're a good club. They play the game the right way. We just got to stay focused on our game. We got to be relentless in our process and our energy and just being behind our guys and just, as B says, just do your job. Do your job every day. Let the rest take care of it because at the end of the day, we know we're better. We just got to play like it.
Love it. Jack Pokerock, thank you. You're our first post-game interview on the broadcast.
I hope it's going to be the best.
I think it's going to be up there. We'll see, though. Jack, thank you. Congratulations on a win and a 2-home-run day for Jack Pokerock. 1 homer to each side. First one to left, next one to right, both 2-run homers. And that, again, was in a Lynchburg attack that featured 10 hits, 16 runs on 10 hits. Hornets will end up leaving 7 on base. These are unofficial numbers, by the way. 7 aboard, 4 of those in scoring position for Lynchburg. They did not bat in the 9th inning, of course, since they were on top at the end of it there. Lynchburg did draw 15 walks, 2 hit by pitch, and Lynchburg does move to 6-1, 5 in a row for the Hornets. The win streak on Fox is up to 25 straight. All systems go for this fully operational battle station. A walk-off buzzer-beater win yesterday for the Hornets. No drama at the end this time. Lynchburg put it to rest with a 6th spot in the 6th inning, and they added on a little bit more. Big thank you to our crew today, which was outstanding. We had Tatum on the camera. We had DeMont here on the controls. Micah Adams, Micah Madness. Stay dangerous, always doing his stuff. Inskeep with her wonderful contributions. Eli Schilling. The list goes on and on and on. Kyle Haney saying so long. You'll have to put up with us again for at least 9 more innings tomorrow. Noon first pitch for York and Lynchburg. Hope to see you at the ballpark, or as always, you can watch it right here on Flow College.